I'm here with Dennis Palmer before the Wild.
It's time for Bethune-Cookman Football. Head coach Raymond Woody Jr. and the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats are ready to climb the mountain in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. It's time for today's pregame show, brought to you by your Southeast Toyota dealers. Let's go inside the huddle. Here's the voice of the Wildcats, Mike Torello, on the CatEye Radio Network.
Homecoming, a time of fun, food, festivities, and, of course, football. There's always a little bit of perceived disrespect when someone schedules you for their homecoming game, and the team that has traveled to Daytona Beach has the teeth to back up the saber-rattling they've been doing this week. The Jackson State Tigers are undefeated in the SWAC, coming off one of their best wins in recent memory and with one of the best 1-2 offensive punches in the FCS. But it's an HBCU homecoming, and with the crowd and a little momentum of their own behind them, the Wildcats of Bethune-Cookman look to pull off one of the biggest upsets of the 2024 football season. Live from Larry Kelly Field at Daytona Stadium in Daytona Beach, Florida, this afternoon's presentation of Bethune-Cookman University football on CatEye Network Radio and 1380 WELE is on the air. Hello and a very warm welcome. My name is Michael Torello. Happy to have your company for the Wildcats 2024 homecoming football game. Daryl Natil will be joining me in the booth to break down all the action. Daryl, the Wildcats finally picked up a win last week down in the Mississippi Delta. Now with a much tougher opponent in front of them, is there a blueprint for the Maroon and Gold to SWAC the SWAC this afternoon?
Well, first of all, the Wildcats did get a victory last week, and we had an opportunity to play 4 quarters and get a little confidence in ourselves. Let's see if that momentum carries over to this afternoon. You're playing a tough Jackson State Tiger team, which ranked 25 in the country.
As I mentioned in the open, Bethune-Cookman sits at 1-6 after finally picking up their first win of the season at Mississippi Valley State last Saturday, 20-10 in the first quarter. BCU started slowly as their 2 drives ended with a Cam Ransom interception and a fumble, respectively. Then to start the second quarter, head coach Raymond Woody and offensive coordinator Joe Gerbino made a switch at quarterback, putting in redshirt senior Luke Sprague for the first time since the first game of the season at USF. Immediately, the mood shifted as Sprague led 3 straight scoring drives in the second and third quarters to put the Cats up 17-3. Luke plunged across the goal line on 4th down for a score, threw a 34-yard pass to Lorenzo Jenkins, who had a tremendous catch at the 1-yard line before spinning into the end zone. Sprague only completed 3 passes, mostly because freshman running back Dennis Palmer took over, going for a career-high 126 yards, the most for a Wildcat freshman running back in over 20 years. The defense also shined, limiting Mississippi Valley to less than 200 yards both passing and rushing. Their big moment came early in the fourth quarter, with the Devils down 17-10 and trying to tie the game. BCU picked up 3 big stops from inside the 3-yard line, eventually getting a turnover on downs before driving down the field to ice the game with a field goal. I spoke to head coach Raymond Woody to recap the trip to Itta Bena and preview the homecoming game against Jackson State. I'm here with Coach Woody before the Wildcats take on Jackson State on homecoming here on Saturday. Coach, big win against Mississippi Valley State last week. It's a tough travel day. Got to go into Jackson and drive a couple hours to get there. How did you keep the team focused through that long travel day?
Well, just keeping them focused those last 2 weeks, with the hurricane, and then just making sure that their, attention to detail as far as their alignment and assignments, just being able to have them, just work together like they've been doing all season. I mean, it's basically wherever you play, you got to be ready.
Dennis Palmer had a big breakout game against Valley, over 100 yards. How important has it been having him into the game now after having him injured the first couple weeks of the season?
Oh, it's been a benefit, just seeing his maturity as a freshman, progressing each game and doing practice. I mean, the stuff he's done in practice, he's did it in the game. So
the switch to Luke Sprague at quarterback kind of sparked your comeback in the game. Talk about that switch and what went into that decision.
Well, we always compete in practice every day, and like I said, we switched it up, and it worked out for us. We're going to play several quarterbacks, and when Luke came in, he sparked the offense, and we got a win.
Looking forward to Jackson State this week, a completely different challenge. They're riding a huge high after beating Florida A&M last week. a bigger team up front. They get after the passer. They're the best team in the SWAC in sacks. What is your plan offensively to deal with that front line?
Well, we're going to make sure that we do it the right way as far as what they're giving us and not have self-inflicting penalties. You know, we just got to try to control what we can control and get whatever they give us.
And obviously on offense, Irv Mulligan is a big problem. Big rusher, leads the SWAC in rushing yards. What's your plan to contain him defensively?
Well, we got to tackle. We got to tackle him. You know what I mean? We got to swarm to the ball. I mean, he's a really good back, really good. So we just got to have all 11 hats to the ball.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
Catching you up on the Wildcats' offensive numbers, Cam Ransom leads the pass game, sitting at 987 yards and 4 touchdowns. But expect Luke Sprague to start today and improve on his 110 yards and 1 touchdown on the season. Ransom is also the leading rusher on the team with an even 200 yards and 5 touchdowns. But even only with 2 1/4 games played, freshman Dennis Palmer is right on his tail with 198 yards and is still looking for his first collegiate touchdown. Courtney Reese is the other maroon and gold rusher with over 100 yards with 148 and 2 scores, 1 on the ground and 1 through the air. In the receiving game, Lorenzo Jenkins became the first Wildcat over 200 yards on the season with his performance last week, and he joins Kobe Stewart, Omari Stewart, and Darnell Dees as receivers with touchdowns. Malik Huggins is still looking for his first score, but is second on the team in receiving yards with 163. I got the chance to talk to Dennis Palmer this week to talk about his performance against Mississippi Valley and how he stayed ready to make an impact while on the bench early in the season. Coming here at Daytona Stadium on Saturday. Dennis, let's flash back to last week against Mississippi Valley State. You had a career day, over 100 yards on the ground. How'd the game go for you?
It was a great game. You know, it was nice having my teammates believing in me, coaches, and just being able to help the team win, you know.
It's been kind of a struggle running the ball, and you've been out the first couple of games of the season dealing with an injury. How did you stay ready on the sidelines, just waiting for your chance to come in?
Really just preparing every game, watching film, and just preparing every game like I'm getting ready to start.
Talk about the offensive line. They made some big gaps for you to run through last week. What's it been like working with those guys?
You know, these guys are always out here working, you know. We always out here together working on our game, working on our craft. And really, Saturday, we just really wanted to execute, and then that's what we did.
Looking ahead to Jackson State, they're a bigger team up front than Mississippi Valley. They get after the passer. What is your plan on film this week? What did you see to take them down?
Really, getting to the outsides. I think that's going to be a big part of our game plan this week.
All right, thank you, Dennis. Good luck.
Thank you.
Defensively on the year, the Cats are still led by Raymond Woody III with 50 tackles. But linebacker Kevin Washington Jr.'s career day last Saturday with 10 vaulted him into a tie for second on the team with 41 tackles overall. Antoine Watts is the other Wildcat on 41. The Bethune-Cookman pass rush continues to be one of the best in the SWAC, sitting second in the conference behind Jackson State with 19 sacks on the year. Educate Brown is having a standout season in that regard with 5 sacks to his name through 7 games. Good for third in the SWAC. Joshua Thornhill's game-ending interception last week made him the 5th BCU player to grab a pick this season, joining Ray Woody III, Antoine Watts, Andrew Volmar, and Johnny Harris, with Harris taking it back to the house against Alabama A&M. I caught up with Andrew Washington after practice yesterday to talk about his career day against MVSU and how they're planning to attack a dynamic Jackson State offense. I'm here with Kevin Washington before the Wildcats take on Jackson State here on homecoming. Let's go back to Mississippi Valley last week. You had a great day, 10 tackles, season high, and the defense really kind of locked them down, only allowing that 1 touchdown late in the second half. Walk me through that game.
I would say that began against Alabama A&M because during the game, me and my teammates were looking at the scoreboard, and it said a homecoming to remember. They put up 700 yards and their season high of 50 points. So I would say that lit something into us going into the next week because we came to practice fired up, physical, energy was there. We had a great week, great game plan, and the D-line hit their gaps, everybody hit their gaps, and they made it easy for me.
Getting down to Mississippi Valley is always a chore. You got to go into Jackson and then drive 2 hours. How do you stay ready through that long travel process?
I just try to stay focused. Like, me and the guys, it was like team bonding. We all just try to keep each other up. Long bus ride, but it was good.
This week against Jackson State presents a whole different challenge. They're tops in the East. They had a big win last week. Their running back, specifically Irv Mulligan, is one of the tops in the conference. What have you seen on film this week that you're going to do to stop them?
I seen that we just got to stick to the game plan. They are a very balanced team. Quarterback good, running back good, everybody's good. We just got to stick to the game plan and come out with that win.
Thanks. Thank you. Good luck this week.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for sticking with us on the Bethune-Cookman Football pregame show as we get you set for BCU gridiron action against Jackson State here on homecoming week. It's that time of the show where we flash back to last week and relive our favorite moment, and I can think of no better one to remember than Lorenzo Jenkins dazzling the crowd with a leaping touchdown in the Southeast Toyota Dealers Highlight of the Week.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota.
2nd and 10 from the 35. Sprague rolling left. He's going to plant. He's going to throw deep down the field towards the end zone. It is caught at the goal line. Touchdown, Bethune-Cookman. Touchdown, Maroon and Gold. Unbelievable.
No flags, no flags.
Wow. Lorenzo Jenkins take a bow, triple coverage, ballerina spin, high points it at the goal line for the Maroon and Gold touchdown.
Listen, let me tell you something. He had to come back for that ball. Sprague ducked the ball. The ball was not a spiral. He had to come back, fight for it in the air, high points the ball, and then falls into the end zone for this touchdown.
Oh,
Just a great play by Jenkins.
At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota, let's go places. Lease a new 2024 Toyota RAV4 LE Hybrid for $359 a month for 36 months. Offer valid through November 4th, 2024. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. $36.58 due at signing. No security deposit with select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax, tag registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
As I mentioned at the top of the show, the Jackson State Tigers are flying high. So let's learn more about the 2024 Tigers in this week's homecoming edition of the Opponent Report. Jackson State sits atop the SWAC East with a perfect 3-0 conference record. They are 5-2 overall on the year. The Tigers' only losses this year came at the hands of 5-1 FBS opponent Louisiana Monroe and Grambling State in what was designated as a non-conference game. The Tigers have won 3 straight since taking down Texas Southern, Alabama A&M, and defending SWAC champion Florida A&M last Saturday in Jackson. Jackson State owns the SWAC's best offense, averaging 35.4 points per game on 31 touchdowns. Graduate student running back Irv Mulligan has been the SWAC's best back, averaging 79.4 yards a game on the ground with 4 touchdowns. Junior quarterback Jacobian Morgan leads the Tigers in the air with 176 yards passing per game and 10 passing touchdowns to just 4 interceptions. The Tigers also field the conference's second-best defense, allowing 23.7 points per game. They allow just over 100 yards per game on the ground, but have been more susceptible in the passing game, sitting middle of the pack with just under 200 yards allowed per game. The Tigers' defensive line leads the SWAC with 20 sacks as a team, one ahead of BCU with 19. Junior defensive lineman Joshua Nobles lead the Tigers in his second of the SWAC with 7 sacks on 37 total tackles. 2 Tigers, Isaias Guthrie and Kevrick Williams, have a pair of interceptions apiece on the season as well. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, it's Wildcat Football on homecoming against Jackson State right here on CatEye Network Radio. Welcome back to Daytona Stadium, Larry Kelly Field. It's homecoming here for Bethune-Cookman University as the Wildcats take on Jackson State. Darren Latil's with me. I'm Michael Torello here in the booth, and we talked a little bit about it right at the top of the show, but this would be a monumental win for the Wildcats if they could pull it off. But so many things have to go right. They have to contain that dual threat of Jacobian Morgan and Irv Mulligan on offense. They got to run the ball against a team that doesn't allow a lot of rushing, and they got to get the ball out quickly with Luke Sprague back there at quarterback, because he is someone who could struggle against a good pass rush like Jackson State has.
You know, Jackson State has a great defense and some great defenders, and we saw what happened last week against Florida A&M. It was that pass rush at the end of the ballgame that caused FAMU's quarterback Robinson to fumble the football, which gave, you know, Jackson State the momentum to win at the end of the ballgame. So they have a great defensive line. They got some guys from D1 transfers, some guys from Mississippi and Texas Tech and Cincinnati. So they have a great football team.
And I'm, you know, always get flashbacks to the Miami game, right, last year where Luke Sprague got hurt against that really big defensive line. And if the offensive line, which is propped up by a couple of freshmen, Teco Schultz, David Putazzi is just a sophomore, Melvin Puckett's just a freshman down there. If they can't step up and block today, we could be looking at a similar situation here. You
may have to play 2, maybe 3 quarterbacks this afternoon to keep Jackson State offset. You know, you got Cam Ransom, who's a dual threat kid, but we saw last week where Luke had opportunity to roll out and spin out of some of that pass rush and throw the ball on the run, and that's part of his game we haven't seen yet.
Jackson State will come on to the field right now, running left to right across your radio dial. Blue helmets, white jerseys, blue pants with a big old white stripe along the pants for Jackson State. The JSU block logo prominent on the helmets, blue numbers with a double blue stripe on the shoulders. The Wildcats, who are getting ready to run out of the tunnel to listeners right in the all gold this afternoon. Gold helmets, gold jerseys, gold pants, maroon numbers, with a white trim, a maroon and white stripe, both on the knee of the pants and the shoulders. It is a beautiful day for football. Temperatures in the low 80s here in Daytona Beach. Not a cloud in the sky, nary a breath of wind. What little wind there is going right to left. And the kicking game could be very important if we get into a dogfight here this afternoon.
You know, I had both kickers, Frederic and Cade Heffler, on my podcast this week, and they talked about, you know, the wind and kicking in this ballpark and kicking in any ballpark. Those kids are really love their craft, and some of the things that they do throughout the week and throughout the you know, in warm-up really tells how the game is going to be played.
And something I didn't get to mention in the pregame show recap of last week is not Cade Hector, but Anthony Frederic's fake punt in the fourth quarter as the Wildcats run onto the field through the band as we get ready for football. But yeah, we in a 7-point game, Wildcats up 7 in the fourth quarter. You think you're going to have to punt it back to them. They're going to get a chance to tie the game, and Anthony Frederic just says, "No, I'm going to do it myself." And you were talking to him on your podcast earlier this week. What did he have to say about that?
Well, he said that the coaches had told him that a couple of earlier punts that he could have run the football when they call rugby. So when they go to the rugby style, he actually runs to the side and he kicks the ball sideways. So he went to the sideline and pulled out the tablet. You know, they have tablets down the sideline of communications, and he saw the film and he saw what number would be the guy that would chase him. He said once he saw that guy peel off and go back downfield, he just took off down the sideline. He actually had a wall set up, and one defender hit him on the shoulder pad and knocked him out of bounds.
Yeah, and if he misses that tackle, he might be gone.
He scores.
Yeah, but I think obviously Anthony Frederic, he leads the SWAC in punting yards, in his 5th in yards per punt. I mean, he's been one of the better players for this Wildcats team this year. 15 punts inside the 20-yard line.
He has a great knack of deading that football down, and it bounces around the 1 or 2 yard line and rolls out of bounds. He has a great spin. And Cade Hector, another great, you know, kicker, he says he likes to talk to every kicker in the league just to find out what their experience is on the HBCU level.
Well, he definitely was talking to the kicker for Mississippi Valley State on the field last week. At the end of the game, there's a little bit of unpleasantness towards the going towards the locker room. And Cade and the opposing kicker just at midfield, dapping each other up, chatting away.
You know, he said his parents went to the University of Americas, and he said he used to sit home and watch NFL and college football and dreamed about playing. Then he said he put together a highlight video, and Bethune-Cookman was the only one that responded. He went to a camp, and he said that last season, going into the Memphis game, he had never seen that many people, 35,000 people, at a sporting event, and it blew his mind, that game and the Classic. So he said he's in love now with BCU.
Yeah, and he's from Australia, Cade Hector, from Sydney.
Mate.
Played soccer growing up. But he trained at Pro Kick Australia down there, and they've produced 6 of the last 9 Ray Guy Award winners down there, so they know what they're doing.
Cats receiving.
The Wildcats will get the ball first. Jackson State is kicking off with the wind, left to right. Gerardo Beza will be kicking off. The Wildcats' return game has struggled a little bit the past couple of weeks. Darnell Dees is back there. Courtney Reese is also back there.
They just went sides just now.
Yeah. Here we go. Homecoming football here on the CatEye Network. Beza addresses the ball with his right foot, and we are underway for a college football Saturday. They're going to kick it deep through the back of the end zone. The Wildcats come out to the 25.
You know, the other kicker for Jackson State is playing with Colorado now, Mata. He followed Deion Sanders up to Colorado. He was another great kicker.
And, well, last year when we were up in Jackson, Gerardo Beza was hurt. And so Leilani Armenta made history by becoming the first female kicker to play in an HBCU game and score in an HBCU football game.
Against us. Yeah.
No, she didn't score against us. She kicked a couple extra points against Pine Bluff the next week.
Okay.
And then Beza came back the week after.
Here we go with the Cats. Luke Sprague behind center.
As we thought, Luke Sprague will be the starting quarterback this afternoon. Dennis Palmer behind him in the I formation. 2 receivers to the right with the ball at the 25-yard line, going left to right. First play from scrimmage. Let's see how the Wildcats' offensive line handles this big defensive front for Jackson State. Only 3 down linemen for the Tigers. They're going to run the ball to the right-hand side. Palmer going to slip through for about 3 before he's down at the 27.
If you're going to get anything out of Palmer this afternoon, you're going to have to give him 30 carries this afternoon, because the more he carries the football, the stronger he gets.
Actually give him 3. Actually, 4 up to the 29. Generous spot there. So the Wildcats take 4 on first down on a stretch play to the near side right. Now 2nd down and 6. They'll bring both tight ends to the right-hand side of the formation. Palmer's sidecar left. He's going to take the handoff. He's got a lot of room to run off the right-hand sideline. 40, 50, midfield into Jackson State territory, all the way down to the 41-yard line of Jackson State.
We saw a formation we haven't seen all year when they brought both tight ends to the right side. You could see that they had it sealed off. They had more men out there than Jackson State could cover, and Palmer takes it up the field for the first down.
Yeah, they almost faked like they were going to go short side run and then ran the other way. So 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from the Tiger 41. 2 receivers to the wide side of the field. That's the left-hand side. Sprague hands the ball off. They'll run short side of the field again. Palmer trying to get outside, and he's going to be collapsed on at the 40-yard line. Good tackle. John Brown, the defensive end, and Ashton Taylor, the linebacker, were the ones that brought him down.
You're going to have to make these DBs play coming up against the run, and that's going to open up some passing lanes, because they got to come up and make tackles.
And these defensive front, True Thompson, 281, Joshua Nobles, 225, 6'4", and Philip Webb, 265. They're big guys up front there for Jackson State. So now 2nd and 8 after the 2-yard run up to the 40-yard line. Sprague to pass. He's going to go underneath to the tight end. Marcus Velez coming across the field. He'll be pushed out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Good pitch and catch that time. He threw to the weak side to the tight end, running a quick down and out to make it 3rd and about 3.
Wildcats in about no man's land here, right at the Jackson State 35-yard line. So if they don't get this, expect them maybe to go for it on 4th down. The Wildcats very poor on 3rd downs this year. Almost last in the entire FCS. Palmer digging, and he will not get there. Short by a yard. But again, I expect them to maybe go for this.
Absolutely. It's great for the confidence of the offensive line. You know, you're always talking about how big Jackson State is. Right now, we're pushing them around.
The Wildcats just 22% on 3rd down conversions this year.
This is a big play right here.
And they did go 4 of 4 on 4th downs last week. 4th and 1 from the 32 of Jackson State. Hard count by Sprague trying to get a jump offside. Now he'll look to the corner to change the play. 13 on the play clock, 12:32 on the game clock here in the first quarter. Sprague to pass. He's going to get the ball out there, and he's going to be caught at the 20-yard line. Seam route down to the 10. Wildcats pick up a big one on 4th down.
That's to the tight end.
Thomas Nance.
Thomas Nance out of Tennessee State. That's ran that same pattern last week, and he dropped it. First down for the Cats.
20-yard pickup on 4th down. Cats in business in the red zone at the 10-yard line, 1st and goal. Nance on the left-hand side of that line, the 2 receivers to the right-hand side. It's going to be Courtney Reese in the backfield now as Dennis Palmer's on the sidelines. It's going to be Reese running left. Oh, there was a missed block, and Reese got his legs taken out from under him back at the 11 for a 1-yard loss. A massive hit by KJ Chisholm, the freshman out of Whale Branch, South Carolina.
Chisholm was the only guy there, too. That's a true tackle. He misses that tackle. He walks in for the touchdown.
Velez, the tight end, missed the block.
Yeah.
If he gets that block, that's a touchdown. So now it's 2nd down and goal from the 11-yard line after the loss of 1.
2nd and 10 for the Wildcats.
Sprague goes up under center now. He's going to fake the handoff, roll to his left, looking towards the end zone. Has a man in his face, throws across the middle, and a great catch in the end zone.
Huggins.
Touchdown Bethune-Cookman. Touchdown Maroon and Gold. It's the first touchdown of the season for Malik Huggins in double coverage.
You know, the Cats come out in an offense where they were moving tight ends here and there, something we hadn't seen all year. You got Luke on the roll to beat the rush. He took his time and found Huggins in the back of the end zone for the touchdown.
That was a great throw by Sprague, too. Put it right on the face mask of Huggins, who was cutting left to right across the back of the end zone. The first choice on that play was Nance again, who was running a little bit of a corner route to the near side corner. That wasn't there. The next person coming across the formation was Huggins, and Sprague found him. Extra point is good. So with 11 minutes and 16 seconds to go here in the first quarter, the Wildcats do a great job on their first offensive series. Luke Sprague gets a big hug from offensive coordinator Joe Gerbino going off the field.
But you know, the last 3 games, our opening drives that we have scripted have been great drives. It's when we get off script that we find ourselves in trouble. If we can continue to use that script and to use the things that we used in that drive, we can keep Jackson State offense off the field.
Wildcats up 7-0. The vaunted Jackson State offense is up next right here on CatEye Network Radio and 1380 WELE. Welcome back to Daytona Stadium. The Wildcats have a 7-0 lead over Jackson State after their first drive of the game. It was a beauty, Daryl Nitziel. 8 plays, 75 yards, 3.5 minutes off the clock, ending in a Hector to Huggins passing touchdown.
A balanced attack, and we did some things that Jackson State has not seen on film. They have not seen Luke Sprague much on film also. Great opening drive, stick to the script.
Cade Hector kicks the ball off left to right. It's going to be a squibber up the middle, rolling and bouncing to the 20-yard line, picked up by Jackson State. They're going to get to the 27 and be down right there. Good punt coverage by the Wildcats.
Number 25 and 31.
We're going to see one of the better running backs in the country, a kid transferred from Wofford by the name of Irv Mulligan.
Irv Mulligan, yep. Averaging 79 yards a game. That's best in the SWAC. Originally out of Beaufort, South Carolina, Irv Mulligan.
He might be some kin to me. Everybody in Carolina is some kin to me, though. He's a small kid.
Yep. Former Whale Branch High School standout. And Jacobian Morgan will be the quarterback for Jackson State. They got 3 receivers in the pattern, 2 right, single left from the 29-yard line of Bethune-Cookman. Their first offensive play is a play action pass, left-hand side. It is caught at the 45-yard line, and down to midfield goes the receiver. That's their top receiver, Ioannis Fortillon.
Fortillon is from Dr. Phillips over in Orlando. He looked like he pushed off on that play on a back shoulder pass.
Yeah, he was one-on-one on the near side by Johnny Harris. So right at midfield, 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Play action again. Man in his face. It's a throwback screen to the tight end. He'll get 5 yards to the BCU 45. I knew that Jackson State was going to go to that throwback
Everybody
screen.
runs that against us
Yep.
since the Mercer game.
Marvin Landy, the tight end, made the catch and run for Jackson State. So 2nd and 5 at the 45. The Tigers go very, very quickly here. Already the snap to Morgan. The pitch to Mulligan to his left. He's looking for a running lane. He will not find it. He's buried back at the 47-yard line. Ebenezer DeBula, the first man to him.
Yeah, DeBula just held his ground. He hit the gap and just stood there and snatched him down to the ground.
Kevin Washington Jr. also in on the tackle. Washington had a career day last week. 10 tackles against Mississippi Valley. Now 3rd and 7 from the 47 of Bethune-Cookman. Some late changes. The tight end goes out for Jackson State. The receiver comes in, Jalen Dupree. It's now 4 receivers set, 3 to the wide side right, 1 to the near side left. Mulligan sidecar left of Morgan, who's in the gun. Jacobian Morgan will take the snap. He'll look to throw. He's going to pass it over the middle. It's caught at the 42 and wrestled down 2 yards shy of the first down marker is the receiver. I think that was Washington again on the tackle.
Yeah, Cats playing fired up on defense. Washington came up and stopped it initially. Had some help from a few other Wildcats.
4th and 2. Wildcats going to go, Jackson State Tigers going to go for it at the Wildcat 42. They need the 40-yard line for a first down, and the timeout is called.
Officials timeout for injured player.
Oh, injured player. There's a Wildcat down behind the play.
Okay, I didn't see him back there.
Yeah.
Who's that? Let's see if we can get a number on him.
It looks like number 2, but we don't have a number 2 on defense. It's Andrew Volmar.
Yeah, Volmar, the linebacker.
Cornerback, Andrew Volmar, transfer from Louisiana Monroe. Jackson State played Louisiana Monroe first game of the season and actually gave them a scare.
Got a couple of kids off that team, too.
Yeah, and of course, a Louisiana Monroe team who has done very well for themselves this year. They're 5-1 with a couple of big wins. Their only loss is to the Texas Longhorns. So a good season starting out there. No, it is Terrence Alexander, my apologies, not Andrew Volmar, who was injured. He is walking off the field under his own power as we have a first officials timeout, but a big play coming up here early in this game, Darryl. 4th and 2 for Jackson State from the Wildcat 42-yard line.
This is when you probably see that wheel route. If they try to throw a pass, they probably see the wheel route to Mulligan on the left side.
Oh, I was thinking they run the throwback screen again.
Nope.
So here we go. We are back out onto the field after the injury timeout. 9 minutes, 12 seconds to go first quarter. Bethune-Cookman with a 7-0 lead. This is the first drive of the game for Jackson State. And now they're pulling the players off the field again.
We're in a commercial. The red hat.
I didn't see the red hat. We are in a commercial break, but we'll keep it right here. They are recognizing Dr. Sherry Paramore on the field.
Let's see how much money she brought us.
Sergio's Pizza Kitchen is a proud supporter of BCU football. You can take the pizza out of New York, but you can't take the New York out of the pizza. Stop by Sergio's and experience the flavors for yourself. Our recipe for success is simple: a generous dose of love paired with the freshest, highest quality ingredients. This combination is what makes each dish truly exceptional. Our approach includes a blend of traditional recipes from the old country with a modern flair that creates a great variety of great tasting dishes. Come visit us in the public shopping center on Bevel and Clyde Mills, or visit our website and order online with Slice and Uber Eats. Bring your college ID and get 10% off. Go Wildcats. 4th down and 2. Here's the snap to Morgan. He's going to hand the ball off Mulligan, and he got it down to the 39. Needed 2, got 3.
More like a power eye kind of thing with the man in motion.
Yeah, they brought the tight end in motion.
And they had Mulligan sitting deep in the backfield. Picked up the first down.
And now it's 1st and 10 for Jackson State at the VCU 39. 8:44 and counted to go first quarter. Now they're stacked the wide receivers close to the line, 2 by 2. Everybody bunched up in the middle. And on 1st and 10, they'll hand to Mulligan. He's got a head of steam, a big hole up the middle, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Nobody touched him.
Touchdown.
Nobody touched him. They brought all those wide receivers in tight to the formation, and they all blocked.
Mulligan with the score.
Touchdown number 5 on the year for Irv Mulligan. He takes it in from 39 yards away, and we're an extra point away from being tied.
I'd like to see that again. I don't know if that was a trap play or he just ran straight up the B gap.
Nobody touched him. And even in the secondary, nobody touched him. And he's got that breakaway speed. The graduate student. We're waiting for Gerardo Beza to kick the extra point. The holder is the punter, Matt Knoll. Beza originally started at Kentucky State, but out of Boaz, Alabama, puts the extra point through. And with 8 minutes and 27 seconds to go in the first quarter, it's 6-6. And we've seen a little bit of what makes these Jackson State Tigers so deadly.
Oh, they're a potent offense. They're one of the best scoring offenses in the SWAC in FCS.
They are the best scoring offense in the SWAC and 12th in all of FCS at 35.43 points per game.
If they hit their average, they'll be about 35, 36 points. So we just got to continue to play well on offense and continue to play ahead of the sticks.
So we'll see if Beza decides to give Dees or Reese a chance to return this kick. The first one went out of the back of the end zone.
Dees is on this side this time.
David Dickerson, your mother is looking for you. David Dickerson.
So we got Dees on the near side, Reese on the far side. They were the other way around the opening kickoff. But again, I don't think anybody's kicking to Darnell Dees for the rest of the season after he did to Western Michigan 2 return touchdowns in that game. So Gerardo Beza will kick this one off right to left. It's hanging in the air. It's going to be short. Dees is going to let it bounce from the 2 into the end zone. And the Wildcats will come out to the 25 again, tied 7-7 with the Jackson State Tigers here with 8:27 to go first quarter.
Here's what you got to do. You got to answer. You can't go 3 and out right here and give them momentum in a short part of the field. So you got to at least get a drive going and get at least field goal range to kind of get some points. We got to outscore them.
I was pleasantly surprised by how well the Wildcats ran the ball on that first series with Dennis Palmer. Palmer is in there, sidecar right of Luke Sprague. 2 receivers all the way to the left of the formation. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats on their own 25. Palmer in motion left to right. Here's the snap. Hand to Palmer, trying to run back to the left-hand side. He's going to be bottled up and dropped for no gain. Nothing on that one. Ashton Taylor, first man to him to make the stop.
Little student body sweep to the right. You're going to pull the left guard and the tight end. And Palmer hit the hole a little late. You know, he's a patient runner, but he should hit that thing a little bit quicker.
They got Alan Walker in there at defensive end. Big guy. 6'2", 234 from Alpharetta, Georgia. He was also in on the tackle. Same formation on 2nd and 10. This time Sprague will keep. He's got a man at his face, rolls to the left, and now it just takes off. Now pitches it, tried to get it to Palmer, but it's incomplete. He threw it behind him, and it's going to be 3rd and 10. And this is what we thought about, you know.
Palmer makes that catch, man. He's a couple yards from the first down. We got to make a play like that. When he breaks containment and Luke's gonna find you when he scrambles.
Anthony Frederick just ran over and picked up his helmet.
Yep, he's ready to kick.
3rd and 10. The Wildcats, again, only 22% on third down conversions all season. At their own 25, Jackson State looking to pin their ears back and get after Luke Sprague. It's a 4-man rush. Sprague stands in, throws near side. High pointed at the 39-yard line for a first down along the sideline. Omari Stewart with the grab.
You know, Omari's getting better each week. You know, he catches the ball with his hands. He's dropped a couple passes, but his concentration is good. He caught a down and out that time, tiptoe inbounds for the first down.
That's just a simple out route in front of the corner.
Right.
First down, Bethune-Cookman. From their own 39. And we said they got to get the ball out there quickly.
And Luke did.
Fake the jet sweep, hand to Palmer. He's patient. He bounces off a tackler and gets 2 up to the 41. He's eventually wrestled to the ground by Jaden Ward and Esaias Guthrie.
It's going to be tough yards for him this afternoon. You got to continue to feed him, get 2-3 yards a carry.
Guthrie, the free safety graduate student, transferred from Delaware State 2 years ago. Former All-MEAC first team back in 2021.
He was a Hornet up there in Dover, Delaware.
2nd down and 8 after the 2-yard scamper. Clap of the hands from Sprague sends the tight end Marcus Velez in motion to the right-hand side of the line. They're going to throw the screen to the far side. It's caught. Stumbling forward is Omari Stewart, and he's going to get out of bounds close to a first down. He's going to be 1 yard short at the 48-yard line.
Looks like he got that thing. They're going to mark him a little short, though. We can't see the sideline from where we are, but it looks like he made it.
Now 3rd down and 1.
Big play.
Wildcats look to go quickly here. Wildcats, the 48 need the 49. Tigers scrambling to get set. A lot of movement. Both tight ends go to the left-hand side of the line. It's going to be Reese. He hits the hole for a first down to midfield.
Courtney Reese, great little short running back.
Yep. Reese only 5'8", 165, but he's shifty back there. And the Wildcats, to this point, have only run strong side runs. I don't think they've gone weak side once.
Yeah, they went into the side of the tight end setup, too, so they went into the strength of the offense.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats right at midfield. Jet sweep coming around the near side. It's Stewart. He's going to be tripped up at the 48, gain of 2. I don't mind that call.
Positive yards.
They've used Omari Stewart a couple of times on this drive. He has 2 catches and now a jet sweep.
You can tell we're on a different page of the playbook with Luke Sprague in the game.
2nd down and 8 for the Wildcats from the Jackson State 48-yard line just across midfield. 2 wide receivers out to the left. And a running back sidecar right of Sprague. He takes the snap. Extra pressure coming. Sprague got to get the ball away. He does. Over the middle, it's caught by Velez. He's in open space at the 45. And finally tripped up inside the 30 at the 26-yard line.
They brought a delayed blitz, and the tight end went right where the blitzer came from, the linebacker, and he just stayed right there in the pocket, and he threw the ball to him for the first down.
Great pocket presence by Luke Sprague as well, to sit there in the pocket and deliver a strike over the middle with a hand in his face. Both teams heavily substituting here. Wildcats have another first down inside the Jackson State 30. 4:36 to go in the first quarter, in a game tied at 7. Delayed handoff to Palmer, looking for a lane. He's going to barrel through, spin off a tackler down to the 20, and be marked at the 21. So a gain of 7.
The little freshman beginning to feel himself in the backfield. He lacks contact. That's why you got to keep giving him the football.
Yeah, I compared him to Martai Shaw, another freshman running back the Wildcats had last year, who also played that big power style right up the middle. So 2nd and 3 after the 7-yard run by Palmer. They'll go back to the eye with Palmer behind Sprague. And a timeout is going to be called by Jackson State.
You kind of got them off balance right now. Here's the thing. Luke Sprague has only played, what, a quarter and a half, less than a quarter and a half this season, and they are now playing his package. He was playing the same package that Cam was playing, so now you're seeing some things you haven't seen before.
We'll take a quick break and be right back. Wildcats driving towards the red zone when we return here on the CatEye Network Radio and 1380 WELE. Nike is the official outfitter of the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Gear up on the newest BCU Nike gear at Nike.com/Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. The Wildcats are on a drive. They've got 2nd down and 3 from the Jackson State 21. This drive started at their own 25, currently 9 plays, 47 yards in it, in a game tied at 7, 4:01 to go here in the first quarter. They're going to go power formation right, both tight ends and a fullback there on the right-hand side, with Palmer behind Sprague in the gun. They hand it to Palmer. He slips through, gets to the 20, to the 15, and down to the 13. I thought he was going to be blown up in the backfield, but Dennis Palmer got skinny and got the big burst down.
The little guy will lower his pads once he gets into the second level, and he'll run over you. He ran over a defensive back last week, and that kid's just getting up off the field.
Stuck to the turf down in the valley. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from the Jackson State 13. Another great drive for BCU from their own 25 all the way down here into the red zone. Snap to Sprague, flags fly.
Oh, here we go.
And the first penalty of the game looks like it's going to go against Bethune-Cookman. That's the center, Christian Loving.
Yeah, last week he gave us fits with that same penalty.
Yep.
Moving the football.
The Wildcats have not been great this year on penalties. 8.1 penalties per game, 64.3 yards of penalties per game. And now 1st and 15 all the way back at the 18-yard line. They're going to hand the ball to, Palmer running right. He's going to get to the 15-yard line. Mark him down at the 16.
Got some of the yards back.
They'll gain 3 back, and now it's going to be 2nd down and 12.
If this kid gets 30 touches, he'll have 100 yards this afternoon. This kid here, I love watching him run the football.
Yeah, what do you call here on 2nd and 12? Maybe a slant or a curl, trying to get a quick pass away.
Hit the tight end in the middle.
All right. They go power formation with both tight ends on the right-hand side again. Sprague fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, has time, looking down the field. Now going to throw towards the end zone. It's intercepted, but he's out of bounds.
He threw that away.
Cameron Smith, the strong safety, had the ball in his hands but did not land in bounds as Sprague threw it right at the pylon near side.
What happened was Huggins broke his pattern off and tried to go the other direction, but that ball would have been thrown on the other side of the field. He'd have been open, but it'd have been in the air too long, so he just got rid of it.
So now 3rd and 12 for the Wildcats from the Jackson State 16.
That penalty, man, got us behind the sticks.
I think you play conservative here and take the points. 3 receivers left, single right, only a 5-man front. 2:35 to go first quarter. Sprague got a pass. Here comes the safety blitz.
Touchdown.
Over the middle. Touchdown Bethune-Cookman. Touchdown maroon and gold. Lorenzo Jenkins went right where the safety blitzed from. And Luke Sprague found him in the end zone.
Luke Sprague read that the last time. Anytime they bring that blitz and he changed the play at the last minute. The slant pattern right behind the linebacker in for the touchdown.
How good of a week has Lorenzo Jenkins had?
Well, he played at Pitt last year, did not get a catch. Transfers to Bethune-Cookman University, now he's a star receiver.
I'm telling you who's a star right now, Luke Sprague, because that was a dot.
Hey, Beaver, Pennsylvania, from Philly. Those homeboys.
That was a nice pass, too, because it wasn't like Jenkins wasn't covered, but he dragged it was kind of a late post towards the goal line, and he dragged the cornerback who had to cover because the safety blitz. He dragged the cornerback inside, and Luke Sprague hit him right on the hands. I
think we got something here with these with these Pennsylvania guys. Luke Sprague from Pennsylvania and Jenkins from Pennsylvania. These kids from PA running things in the FLA.
Make sure you are representing Bethune-Cookman University Athletics to the fullest. Buy the latest BCU gear online at the Bethune-Cookman online store. Go to bcuathletics.com and click on Shop to find the newest BCU clothing and apparel. That's bcuathletics.com and click on Shop. And stay up to date with everything Bethune-Cookman Athletics by checking out the Wildcats on social media. Give BCU Athletics a like on Facebook and follow the Wildcats on X and Instagram at BCU_athletics. For the latest on BCU football, follow at BCU Gridiron on X and Instagram. We'll be back in 30 seconds after a word from your local Southeast Toyota dealers.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota. Let's go places. Get $2,000 in loyalty cash bonus on a new Toyota Tundra. Offer valid through September 30th, 2024. Offer entitles current Tundra customers to $2,000 loyalty cash bonus on the retail purchase or lease of a new Tundra gas or hybrid vehicle. Bonus cash may be used only toward a down payment or capitalized cost reduction on the new vehicle. See dealer for details.
Well, the Wildcats drive it all the way down the field. 75 yards on 13 plays, covering 5 minutes and 57 seconds, ending in a Luke Sprague touchdown pass of 16 yards to Lorenzo Jenkins. And they take a 14-0 lead with 2:30 to go here in the first quarter. Well, the Wildcats have thrown their best punch, and now Jackson State's going to have to respond with one of theirs.
You know, I said earlier in the last drive that we've turned the page in the playbook. We're now doing some things that we can do successfully against the defense of Jackson State. You're moving the tight ends. You got double tight ends in. You got a great running back that's getting the yards, leaving the wide receivers open on the blitz.
Last time the Wildcats kicked off, Cade Hector squibbed it up the middle. Let's see if they do that again.
I will squib it again.
Because they got some great returners back there. Travis Terrell Jr., 2 touchdowns on kick returns this season. He is going to line drive it. It bounces at the 10-yard line, picked up, far sideline. Terrell hurdles a defender, runs into his own man, reverses field back to the left-hand side, picks up a block. He's at the 30, and he's finally run out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Well, that was an adventure.
That's what you want. You want it helter-skelter. You don't want him to be able to set it up. You know, he broke a couple of tackles. But is there a flag on the play?
I didn't see a flag on the play, but Travis Terrell Jr., a freshman from Atlanta, Creekside High School up there.
Yeah. That was a flag. I thought I saw a flag.
And I think I saw it too, because
with all that goal on the field.
it was the guy coming across who sprung him up, because we had him contained at about the 20, 25, and then he got a block to spring him up to the 35, coming towards the near side left, and it was an illegal block in the back that will push Jackson State back to the 25-yard line. And
so you want to play D right here.
Yep.
And get the ball back with the momentum here in the latter part of the first quarter.
So last time Jackson State had the ball,
they drove it.
They drove it all the way to the 39, and then Irv Mulligan took it 39 yards to the house on a trot play. 1st and 10 for Jackson State from their own 25. So it's just like a kick. The kick was down in the end zone. Jacobian Morgan pitches it left-hand side to Mulligan, and a correction to Terrell. He stays on the field after returning that kick and gets 2 yards up to the 27. Terrell, the freshman, as I mentioned, from Atlanta, Georgia, also a long jumper on the track and field team in high school, and was a SWAC Newcomer of the Week earlier this year for his performance against Texas Southern. We had 7 carries for 33 yards.
And when he's deep like that in the backfield, it's a run.
2nd and 8 from the right hash. Morgan fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, throws across the middle to the far sideline. It is caught, tiptoeing the end zone is Tyquan Henderson, the senior out of Canton, Mississippi. He'll get 6 and set up a 3rd and 3.
Got good pressure that time on the quarterback. You know, a great fake to Mulligan. Fooled the linebacker.
DeBula was coming from the backside.
You got to get some pressure on him. I think right now is Adrian Hall time.
3rd and 3 from the 32-yard line of
They're going to come this side quickly.
Bethune-Cookman. The wide side of the field is the near side. Just one-on-one coverage there. Morgan hands the ball off. Mulligan looking for a lane. He's going to spin close to the first down. He's going to be short by a yard.
Would they go for it here?
I don't know. I would.
4th and 1.
Honestly, I would.
You know, TC talked about,
Malik Stinnett made the tackle for the Wildcats.
They're going to punt, but TC did talk about, you know, they were a little touchy because he's playing them for homecoming and he wanted to try to blow us out. But right here, they're going to punt the football.
They are going to punt. Matt Knoll, the graduate student out of Robisonia, Pennsylvania, another Pennsylvania kid.
I'm going to tell you about that Matt Knoll name in a minute.
Another transfer from Delaware State. All-MEAC first-team punter back in 2021 and a box-to-row HBCU All-American.
Watch the fake right here, too.
He's at his own 20-yard line. Back deep is Huggins for the Wildcats.
No penalties. Do not jump offside, guys.
Knoll punts this one away. It's a good punt. Forces Huggins to let it bounce, and it's going to bounce into the end zone. I was afraid that one was going to come back out and stay at the 1-yard line.
Okay, if you like music, the name Matt Knowles should ring a bell. Matt Knowles is the father of Beyonce.
Well, no, it's not spelled the same way.
Yeah, well, it's spelled the same way, but
Knowles. This is Matt Knoll, Noll.
but nobody would know. We're on radio. Nobody knows how it's spelled. On radio, guys. Nobody can see that.
So the Wildcats will get the ball at the 20-yard line after the touchback. A great punt, 80 yards by Knoll.
Well, we need to see another Wildcat drive right here to possibly go up 2 scores, either in field goal range or another touchdown right here. Luke Sprague has the hot hand.
And the Wildcats, again, will start at the 20. Just 16 seconds left to go first quarter. It's Bethune-Cookman 14, Jackson State 7 here on homecoming. A packed-out Daytona Stadium. They finally moved from the tailgate into the stadium.
And there's traffic still coming in.
It'll be coming in all afternoon. Sprague on 1st and 10. Takes the snap, hands the Palmer running left, trying to get through the mass of bodies, and he won't. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage and not a step further.
He cut back a little bit too early. You can continue to run that thing to the outside and use that outside shoulder as leverage. He could have got about 4 or 5 yards, but he cut it back just a little bit too early. That's going to be the end of the quarter.
Kazarius Bowie made the tackle for Jackson State, and that's the end of the first quarter, so it'll be 2nd down and 10 when we come back. What a first quarter for the Wildcats. It's Bethune-Cookman 14, Jackson State 7. We'll take a break and be right back. This is Bethune-Cookman University Football on the CatEye Network Radio and 1380 WELE. Second quarter on tap here from Daytona Stadium. Michael Turillo and Darren Latil bringing you the ball game. Homecoming here at Bethune-Cookman University this week. It's 14-7, Bethune-Cookman over Jackson State after 1, and they just had a ceremony on the field during the timeout honoring the 40th anniversary of the 1984 MEAC championship team. It was the first Division I title in program history, Darryl.
I'm looking at all those guys. I know those guys that just gave $25,000 to athletics, football, and led by Jonathan Bosick. Jonathan Bosick was a defensive back. He went on to play with the Detroit Lions, and his son played at University of Florida and went on to play with the Chicago Bears.
Yeah,
and
I
Detroit
remember
Lions.
watching his son at Florida.
Yeah, JB.
So the Wildcats have done very well early in this game, but of course, it's a 4-quarter game. You got to play 4 quarters, up 14-7 right now. Bethune-Cookman has 8 first downs. Jackson State just 3. 60 yards rushing on 13 carries for the Wildcats. Wildcats have 95 receiving yards, 7 of 9 passing for Luke Sprague, and 2 touchdowns. But it hasn't been flashy, but it's been efficient.
It's been efficient because, like I said, we're taking what the defense gives us, and we're running a different package that we were running with Cam. Cam was in the shotgun, and he was running and throwing it. Luke Sprague is actually reading the defense, and like I said, every time they get ready to blitz, he's changing that play, and the receiver's coming in right behind the linebacker.
And the 2 times they have blitzed the safety, they've thrown that post pattern right where he was supposed to be and got big gains. One of them to Lorenzo Jenkins went for a touchdown.
Yep.
So the Cats are backed up 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line as we start the second quarter on a beautiful cloudless
Not
day
a cloud in the sky.
here in Daytona Beach. They'll go right to left, ball spotted on the right hash. That's the far side of the field. Just a single receiver each side for the Wildcats here on 2nd down and 10. The running back is Courtney Reese, who is sidecar left. They bring the receiver in motion. That's Malik Huggins putting both receivers on the left-hand side of the formation. It's going to be a run. Palmer looking for a lane. Bounces it off. Tackle on the right-hand side.
Gone.
Reese to the 30, to the 40, right-hand sideline. Midfield, one man to beat. He's pushed out near the Jackson State 40-yard line.
Courtney Reese, the little guy out of South Ridge High School in Miami, Florida. He transferred from UNLV. He actually had a run like that against Notre Dame last year, so the guy can really run it.
Notre Dame, who is oh, no, there's a flag.
Oh, my God.
No, sorry, he stepped out of bounds before I thought he did.
I'll take that, not a flag.
I thought they were pushing him back, but no, they're going to stay at the 43-yard line of Jackson State. Sprague the snap, hand the ball off, running left, cutting back up the field is Reese, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and nothing more.
With all the talk about their defensive line and how hard it is, you know, to run against them, we got to continue to smash mouth and run that football because Luke's going to be able to throw.
That was a 37-yard carry for Courtney Reese to get the Wildcats into plus territory. Now 2nd and 10 from the Jackson State 43, attacking the end zone to listeners left. Wildcats in the all-gold, maroon numbers, white trim. Jackson State, the blue helmets, the white jerseys, the blue pants with a white stripe down the sides. They bring the fullback in on the right-hand side on 2nd and 10. Palmer back in at running back. They're going to try and run behind the fullback. He's going to try and get to the edge. He pushes a man over with the stiff arm and gets to the 39-yard line is where they'll spot him. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6 after a 4-yard gain.
I'm trying to see what kind of style he has. He looks a little bit like OJ a little bit. He's patient, but the way he carries his shoulders, he looks like an NFL type of running back right now.
They gave him the 38, so make it 3rd and 5 instead of 3rd and 6.
Okay. Big play right here.
Yeah. And I think that if they get close, they're going to have to go for it because they're kind of in no man's land right now, just inside Jackson State territory.
But Cade would have the wind behind him, though.
He would. Let's see. 3 receivers all to the left. Just 4 down linemen for Jackson State. They'll bring an extra man off the right-hand side. Hector throws it incomplete, overthrew his intended receiver. Was looking for Thomas Nance, the tight end across the middle. Oh, I don't know.
Go for it. Go for it, man. Hey.
4th and 5. This would be a long field goal. It would be a 50-plus yard field goal.
They're gonna punt it.
The career long for Cade Hector is 48, which he set earlier this year.
You're going to play field position right here.
At
Anthony Frederick could go back. I guarantee you he has a spy.
Oh, yeah. Watch number 9 in the middle of the field. He's going to spy him, I'll tell you. So Frederick is going to stand almost at midfield at his own 47-yard line. The Wildcats run one man on late.
Will they go rugby or straight kick? Let's see.
I don't know. He's just going to try and down this one inside the 10. That's the goal here. Snap to Frederick. He's going to roll right, put a lot of backspin on that kick. It's going to bounce and roll to the 1, and the Wildcats can't keep it out of the end zone. That wasn't a great kick either. He had the backspin on it, but it didn't land on the point. It landed on the side of the ball and just continued its momentum into the end zone. So the Tigers will start at the 20-yard line. When we come back, Wildcats trying to maintain their 14-0 lead with 12:55 to go.
14-7.
Sorry, 14-7 lead, my apologies, with 12:55 to go in the first half. This is BCU football on the CatEye Network Radio and 1380 WELE. Wildcats on defense with 12 minutes and 55 seconds left to go. In the first half here, they have a 14-7 lead. 14-7, not nothing, as I said, going into the break. My apologies. So over Jackson State, the Tigers ranked number 23 in the country in the FCS, coming after a big win last week at home against Florida A&M, and the Wildcats have started well. But they gave the ball back to Jackson State. Jacobian Morgan is alone in the gun. 5 wide receivers on 1st and 10 from their own 20, going left to right here in quarter number 2. Morgan kneels, takes the snap. He's got pressure off the backside. He's going to step up in the pocket, roll to his left, still looking downfield. More pressure, and he's going to scamper out of bounds for only a 1-yard gain. Great job in the secondary to contain.
The question would be, are they panicking coming out of their regular set, kind of panicking being down 14-7?
I don't think so.
Their favorite player is number 5. He's not even in the game.
TC is not one to panic. I mean, he knows what he's doing.
Okay. Now they have a running back.
Yeah, I just think they'll try to catch us off guard first play of the series. Now 2nd down and 9 after Morgan scrambled for 1. Mulligan is back there, trips to the left, 2 to the right. Handoff, Mulligan breaks off a tackle at the 30, into the secondary, makes a man miss. 40, 45, surrounded by gold jerseys, still dragging Wildcats past midfield to the Wildcat 45 and down to the 44.
Well, we knew he could run the football, but you got to put a hat on that little guy, man.
This guy is crazy. 45-yard run for Irv Mulligan.
He should be over 100 almost.
He's got 2 carries over 80 yards. Sorry, 3 carries over 80 yards. They're going to give the ball to him again off the left-hand side. This time, DeBula is there for only a 2-yard run.
It's going to be the Palmer and Mulligan show here.
Yeah. Mulligan, 4 carries, 76, and a touchdown, including the 39-yard touchdown run in the first quarter. 2nd and 8 for Jackson State from the Wildcat 43. They keep everybody tight to the formation. This is the same play they scored the touchdown on in the first quarter. Mulligan, inside trap. No, Morgan's going to keep it rushed to the 40-yard line, get 3 more, and bring up 3rd and 5 at the 40.
This got to be 4-down territory for the Tigers, but this is a big, huge 3rd down. They have to go to the air to pick this one up.
Good job by Dallas Corbett staying home and not biting on the fake that time. Jacobian Morgan tried to keep that thing, and he couldn't get very far. 3rd and 5 now.
Watch the little short route to number 16, the receiver down low.
Yeah, they've taken Mulligan out the game. He's not in there. 2 by 2, they spread him out wide. Morgan sends a man in motion left to right. He takes the snap, looks to throw, pressure from the backside, fires over the middle. Wide open is Isaiah Spencer. He's down inside the 20, carrying a defender to the 10-yard line. Ray Woody eventually pushes him out of bounds along with Matthew McKenzie, but it's going to be 1st and goal. Every play, Jackson State seems to get a big play. It's either nothing or a big play.
They have a dangerous offense, man. They have so many weapons you can choose from.
They'll mark it at the 11-yard line so they can get a 1st down inside the 1. 1st and 10 at the 11. Snap to Morgan, handoff, middle, spinning down to the 4 is number 49. He's not on my depth chart. That is,
Matthews on the carry.
yeah, Amari Matthews.
Let's make some noise for your defense. Come on, Wildcat fans.
So Matthews stays in the game at running back. The Wildcats make a couple of changes in the secondary. 2nd down and 3 from the 5-yard line here.
You saw the Cats play tough down here last week. Let's see if they can duplicate it.
Nobody out wide this time. Everybody on the line. They hand the ball off, and he is stuffed. Matthews goes backwards all the way to the 8.
That's Mr. Hall.
Oh, yeah. Educate Brown in there, too, pumping his chest. He's 3rd in the SWAC in sacks, Educate Brown. And now it's 3rd down for Jackson State. They got pushed back all the way back to the 7-yard line is where they'll spot it, trying to tie this game up. Wildcats up 14-7, 9:07 and counting to go first half. They bring Irv Mulligan back in. He's sidecar right, 1 receiver all the way on the numbers on the left-hand side. Fake the handoff, throw to the back of the end zone, and it is overthrown and incomplete. Great leaping attempt, by the way, by Jonas Fortillion.
Going to go with the field goal.
But it was overthrown. And I don't hate that call, too. It was on one-on-one coverage. The coverage from Andrew Volmar wasn't great. If that ball is thrown a little bit better, I think Fortillion makes the catch.
But the second down play was the play when Dubula and Hall came in and stopped him and gave him a loss. That was the play of the
It'll be
drive.
a field goal attempt from Gerardo Beza. He's 10 of 13 on the year with a long of 45. He's 8 of 8 from inside 40 yards. This one a relative chip shot from 25 yards away. The holder once again is Knoll, and the kick is good, and it probably would have been good from 50. He just booted that one all the way towards the scoreboard. So with 8 minutes and 47 seconds left in the second quarter, the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats 14, the Jackson State Tigers 10. We'll take a break, and the Wildcats will try to increase their lead on offense when we come back. This is BCU Athletics on the CatEye Network and 1380 WELE. Well, the Wildcats have found themselves in a proverbial catfight here at Daytona Stadium on homecoming. They lead the Jackson State Tigers 14-10 with 8 minutes and 47 seconds left in the first half. And the Wildcats punted for the first time on their last offensive series. We may have thought they might have been aggressive and gone for it. They were at the 40-yard line, 4th and 5, but they just chose to punt it away.
But we've seen an efficient offense with Luke Sprague running the thing, and with Palmer. Palmer right now with 61 yards. He had 126 last week, so the kid is halfway there already.
And the on-field promotions and donations keep rolling in.
And the money, that's the green I like to see.
And the money kept rolling in from every side. Thank you, thank you, Evita. That's my first musical reference of the season. I don't think I'll get another chance to do another one.
Well, Big Boy was here last night. You know, his son's on the football team, and he's with Outcast. And
okay, specifically musical theater reference,
okay,
not
theater.
Musical reference
not
in
musical
general.
rap.
I don't do any of that.
Me either.
So the Wildcats will get the ball back. Gerardo Beza will kick off left to right into what little wind there is. And it's not a big wind. The flag's on top of the goalpost moving a little bit.
Great crowd, man. Great crowd. People still coming in.
All of Beza's kickoffs have gone through the back of the end zone, not giving Dees or Reese a chance to return. And Beza kicks it. This one looks like it might be returnable.
Courtney Reese.
At the 5-yard line, right up the middle of the field. Gets a block, squirts through, and he's just tripped up near the 35. That's a late shoestring tackle, and Courtney Reese might have been gone all the way if he breaks that.
One thing I like that we've seen a clean football game. Not many penalties.
Just the one.
Just the one penalty, but you've seen the Cats, like I said before, be efficient. Luke Sprague has them under control. He's managing the football game.
So the Wildcats will be spotted at their own 34-yard line. This will be their fourth drive of the contest. They've scored 2 touchdowns and punted the ball away after a 5-play, 42-yard drive on their last series. Sprague is in there, and at running back is Dennis Palmer, the freshman. Jackson State runs a man on late. Palmer running right, looking for a lane. Now cuts upfield, barges forward, and we'll see where they spot him. It can't be a gain of more than 2 yards. It will be exactly 2. Up to the 31. Or sorry, 36.
He looks like Dalvin Cook. That's what he looks like. Because when he turns his shoulder parallel to the line of scrimmage, he's moving forward. He's delivering a blow. Looks a little bit like Dalvin Cook.
I would not have said Dalvin Cook as the connection.
Okay.
I don't hate it, though. I don't hate it. Second down at 8 from the 36 after a 2-yard run. Sprague fakes the handoff under pressure. He's going to try and scramble. He spins. He's still alive. He's going to throw to the near side. Jenkins makes the catch at the 30. There's a flag down. Jenkins falls forward back to the original line of scrimmage, but I think
receiver downfield. Probably.
Yeah, or block in the back.
Yeah, that play blew up.
Or holding, yeah.
You talked about clean football.
Yep, and there's the second penalty against the Wildcats in the game. Marcus Velez, the tight end, had the hold, and that pushes them all the way back to the 26, a 10-yard loss, so it's now going to be 2nd and 20. I want to see a quick pass here. Slant, trying to get the ball to the tight end again for a chunk play.
And then try to get another chunk play for the first down.
Because even though the Wildcats are in the lead of this game, it's almost felt like the offense has kind of been swimming upstream, where Jackson State's been extremely efficient.
Come on, fans, let's make some noise.
Here we go. Trips to the near side.
Yep, 2nd and 20. That's the near side left.
Comes the blitz.
Yep, it looked like they want to bring that blitz on the outside. Joshua Nobles does come. Quick pass, far side, caught near the original line of scrimmage. Tiptoeing the far sideline is the receiver, Malik Huggins. He went up and high-pointed that, and his heels hit inbounds as he fell out. So it's going to be a 10-yard carry, so now 10-yard catch, now a 3rd down and 10. Negates the penalty yards. Got to get to the 44-yard line for a first down here. They're on the 34.
And the holding call hurts us.
Yep. Still 3 receivers to that left-hand side of the formation. Jackson State brings 5. Sprague rolls right, gets away, throws down the field. Huggins is there, and he makes the catch. Far sideline at the 50-yard line and rolls out of bounds at the 48.
That's what I talked about at the outset of the ball game. See, Luke can prolong the play by scrambling. They're saying he's not a dual threat. He's a dual threat when he extends that play and finds that open receiver.
I tell you what, that was the exact same play that he got the touchdown on. Late cross over the middle of the field, drag his defender inside position. So 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. They convert another 3rd down. They're in Jackson State territory right across the stripe at the 48-yard line. This time they're going to run the ball. Palmer with a head of steam bullies his way for 5.
I love the way he runs that football, man. He delivers a blow every time. Picked up 4 yards.
So it's going to be 2nd and 6. They spot the ball at the 44. I thought he got to the 43.
Yeah, it looked like he did. You say you can't run on Jackson State, huh?
The Wildcats are doing a good job of keeping the balanced offense so far. Sprague fakes the handoff, looks to throw. He does. Deep middle. It is caught at the 25-yard line. And rolling out of bounds at the far sideline is Lorenzo Jenkins.
That's the PA boys again. Those 2 guys have something cooking now.
And they've run that rollout far side throw across the middle to the late crosser a couple of times now. Jackson State has not proven they can stop it yet.
You know, they're rolling him out to keep him away from the blitz.
1st and 10 for the Cats at the 26-yard line of Jackson State, approaching the red zone here. Have the tight end on the right-hand side. They just switched them from left to right, both Nance and Velez. It'll be a trap run for Palmer, looking for an opening. Cuts it back into the middle of the teeth of the defense, picks up 3, down to the 23-yard line.
That's a good-looking play when he hits up in there, but if he bounces to the outside later on that same setup, he'll have more yardage.
They're running student body either right or left.
That's it.
And if we get a weak side run one of these times and the defender overcommits, we may have a big play.
Or if he cuts it back early.
So gain of 3, 2nd and 7 now, the 23-yard line. Sprague now up under center with Palmer way in the backfield, his toes on the 30. They got 1 receiver, that's Huggins, one-on-one matchup on the near side.
Luke under center.
It's just going to be a deep handoff. No, he's going to play action, throw it to the far sideline. It's batted away.
Great
It was looking for Thomas Nance coming across the field. That is a terrific defensive play.
Pass intended for number 18.
So now it's 3rd and 7.
Robert
McDaniel, the nickel corner.
Kind of hung it up just a little bit. If he kind of zips that ball in there.
McDaniel batted that ball down. The graduate transfer from Alcorn State, originally from Jackson, though, playing in his hometown. So now it's 3rd and 7. Wildcats, again, they're in field goal range. Just be careful with the ball. Don't turn it over. Sprague backs up into the gun. Now the linebackers back off. They'll only rush 4. Sprague throws middle. Caught by the tight end at the 15, and he falls forward to the 10-yard line.
First down.
Thomas, Nance, oh, sorry, that's Velez that time. They're both on the field every snap, and they got similar body types.
You know, you guys talked about on the Hell Wildcat show about the number of tight ends that we have into the ball game. We should incorporate them into the offense, and I think that was one of your opinions.
And I tell you what, every time a Jackson State linebacker commits to the pass rush, that tight end's just leaking out over the middle. Now 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at the 11-yard line. Trying to increase their 14-10 lead. 4:05 and counting first half. Sprague fakes the handoff under pressure, throws it away.
Yeah, he threw that away. The rush was on him. And it was a slow developing play because Courtney Reese wasn't out in the flats yet. You get rid of that and you live for another down.
Time on Wells, the defensive lineman, was in his face, and good decision to just toss that one away.
And you can get a first down at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, they're at the 11.
Wholesales.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 changes for Jackson State.
That Florida Heat, man. That Florida Heat's coming at them.
Dennis Palmer going to come back in. There was that one play that Reese was in there. Now Palmer comes back. It's just the one receiver in the pattern for the Wildcats on the near side of the numbers. It's Omari Stewart matched up one-on-one with Dede Bright, the corner. Sprague back under center. This time he will hand the ball off to Palmer. He bounces off a tackler and gets to the 6.
That's what you want to see. After that first initial hit, he bounced off, picked up, a yard or 2? Picked up 3.
Yeah, so now it'll be 3rd down and 7 from the 8. I thought he got all the way to the 6. I guess maybe his knee touched first and he kept going a little bit afterwards.
And he's eating up the clock. It's only 2 minutes and
3
minutes and 35 seconds to go in half. Touchdown right here would be huge.
It would be. Sprague back under center. The lone back is Palmer. 3rd and 7 from the Jackson State 8-yard line. Wildcats inside the 10. Sprague. Handoff, Palmer looking for a cutback, won't find it. And no gain on the play, and it's 4th down. I'm not sure I like the call right there.
I would have thrown it.
If you got a chance to go up by 2 scores here.
It's okay, let's get this field goal.
Okay, Hector comes on to attempt a field goal. Hector is 7 of 8 on the year, along with 48. He's had 1 blocked, along with an extra point block against Alabama A&M. This will be a 25-yarder from the right hash. Hector backs up, gets ready to swing his right foot at it. Here's the snap. The kick is away. It is tight to the pole, but it is good on the inside corner. So the Wildcats take a 7-point lead again. It's Bethune-Cookman University 17, Jackson State University 10. 2 minutes and 31 seconds left to go in the first half. And I want to keep it right here because I want to recap a couple of things. You said, we're going to the tight ends, right? The tight ends have been huge. Velez and Nance. I'm going to look up their numbers real quick, but I want to talk about the play calling, right? Because you mentioned it a couple of times that the play calling is different with Sprague in the game at quarterback as opposed to Ransom. Talk me through why that is.
Well, what happens is Luke is reading the defense. He's reading the linebackers. That's why you see the tight ends, camping in behind in the open area. Cam is more of a dual threat guy. Cam is looking to run.
So the tight end numbers, Velez, 3 catches, 37 yards. Nance, 1 catch, 22 yards. Nance probably should have had 2 catches, but he had one.
It was a little high.
It was a little high, and it went off his fingertips. In all the times I ran the game scenario through my head, I did not have us up at this point of the game.
Well, Michael, I tell you, I was trying to tell you earlier that we have a little bit momentum. We had success last week. That's what the kids were lacking, success. Then you see us turn 3 or 4 pages in the playbook because nobody had a book on Luke Sprague. So what you're seeing now with the double tight end moves and the number of tight ends that's being incorporated in the game, we've now become a kind of dangerous offense because Jackson State has not seen this.
How about Malik Huggins, though? 3 receptions, 37 yards, and a touchdown, his first touchdown of the season. And we've been waiting
for him to break out.
We've been waiting for a couple of guys to get a touchdown. Palmer still hasn't had one yet. And Huggins hadn't had one come into today. He was the best receiver the Wildcats had without one, and he finally gets one.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to say this, and I want everybody to hear this. That was a portion of the season where we almost hit rock bottom. We actually tiptoed and touched it.
Clark Atlanta.
You won't see that now. We're on the incline now. We're on our way back up. So you're seeing these kids, play well. They were on the road 2 weeks because of the hurricane. They had an opportunity to bond together. You saw them go on the road in a hostile environment last week in Mississippi Valley and win the game. Almost won the fight. We almost had a fight. But you see these kids now with some success. You're seeing the opportunity with the defensive coordinator going up into the box. You're seeing some different stuff on defense. We're turning the page, and Coach Woody has been really lighting the fire up on his coaches.
But again, 4-quarter game.
4-quarter game.
This is a Jackson State team with a great offense,
dangerous team,
and a great defense. And the Wildcats have had chances to make the score more than 17, and Jackson State shut them down. And they're starting to get to that run game. Ballmer's not being as effective as he has been in the beginning of the game.
And we got to hold him here so not to tie it up at halftime.
All right, Cade Hector, 2:31 to go in the first half, getting ready to kick it off right to left. Terrell is back there. He's going to boot it. Terrell goes all the way back to the goal line and watches it sail out the back of the end zone.
Okay, it's been said that Jackson State is a first-half team. They throw a lot at you in the first half, and that if you can kind of weather that storm, they're not a really pretty good team in the second half. We don't know what kind of team we are in the second half. But
the big exception, obviously, was the fourth quarter last week where they scored 15 points.
But
they
off gifts.
Yeah, but they only had 16 fourth-quarter points all season coming into last week's game. And to your point, right, I have the score by quarter right here on my chart, right? Jackson State has scored 79 points combined in first quarters and 83 points to combine in second quarters. That number drops to 55 and 31 in the second half.
So they're going in at halftime, and I heard one of their guys even say, after halftime, we've been blowing people out, so we've been playing our second and third team in the second half.
Yeah.
We have not played a complete game without starters.
Wildcat defense on the field. Jackson State to the 25 going left to right. It's Jacobian Morgan, and at quarterback, Irv Mulligan to his right, 2 receivers right, single left. That's the left short side of the field, the far side. Morgan, handoff, Mulligan, jump cut. He is met and dropped. Gain of only 3. First man to him was Washington.
You got to tackle, like Coach Whitty said. We got to tackle well here in the latter part of the second quarter to force them, to punt the football.
Yeah. Caleb Blake, the nickel corner, was the man that initially finished him off after the 3-yard run. Inside 10 seconds to go until the 2-minute warning. They'll run one more play, Jackson State. Morgan looking to throw. Throws a comebacker to the far side. It's caught at the 35, and depending on the spot, it'll be a first down.
No, he's short.
The catch
about a
was
yard.
Tyquan Henderson. They are going to mark him short by 2 yards at the 33-yard line.
2-minute warning.
And that's the 2-minute warning. So the Wildcats trying to hold on third down. When we come back, we'll take you to the end of the first half right here on the CatEye Network with BCU 17 and Jackson State 10. Make sure you are representing Bethune-Cookman University Athletics to the fullest. Buy the latest BCU gear online at the Bethune-Cookman online store. Go to bcuathletics.com and click on Shop to find the newest BCU clothing and apparel. That's bcuathletics.com and click on Shop. And come be a part of BCU Athletics and support the CatEye Network. If you or your business is interested in partnering with us here on the CatEye Network, you can reach out to the Wildcats Athletic Communications Department at bcusportsinfo@cookman.edu. That's bcusportsinfo@cookman.edu. And it's homecoming. If you're in a giving mood, which we've seen some people on foot, consider the CatEye Network. We are an organization. We train students to go out into the broadcast profession. We have students running cameras and for volleyball and basketball in the gym. We got students helping HBCU Go with their production here today.
And we're one of the top programs because HBCU Go always raving about the BCU kids from CatEye Network.
All right, it's 3rd down and 2 for Jackson State from the 34-yard line of their own, going left to right with 1:58 to go in the first half. They're handed off to Mulligan. He's got a big hole, and he's gone.
Shoot.
He's gone. 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Irv Mulligan with his second long touchdown run of the game. He had one from 39 yards in the first quarter. Now he's got one from 70, 67, 66.
Yeah, that's the same play he scored on the last time.
Just a little inside trap. Everybody committed, and he bounced out the back door.
There was a flag on the field, but let's see what it was. It's probably against us.
It's on the far sideline at the 30-yard line. They're just getting set up for the extra point, so I don't think it's against Jackson State.
Gosh, 3rd and 1, and you let him get it.
Yeah, it was 3rd down and 2 the last time he went for a big game.
Same play.
We knew Irv Mulligan was going to be a problem, and he has been pretty much the whole offense.
Sideline interference.
Jackson State.
15-yard penalty from the spot to foul. First down. The game clock will start.
Oh, wow.
So the touchdown is wiped off.
They take the touchdown off the board. That's a new one. I don't know what. I'm not sure what happened there. The only thing I can think of is
sideline warning.
Sideline interference, not a warning.
Sideline interference.
Somebody,
hold on.
Somebody from their sideline must have interfered with one of our players.
But did they still give him the touchdown? Let's see.
They took the points off the board here on the scoreboard at 17-10 with 1:48 to go, and a penalty on Jackson State might have just negated a 76-yard touchdown run for Jackson State. They're going to go 15 yards, the spot of the foul.
Backwards. Man, do we dodge a bullet there.
Oh, my goodness.
But
it's 15 yards from the spot of the foul. They'll put Jackson State at just across midfield at the Bethune-Cookman 47.
The last 2 weeks, man, we've been getting some calls we haven't gotten in 3 years, and this call right here really helps Wildcats because the game was tied up.
Yeah. Well, you were in the car this morning on the way here telling me about
Miss Mary. Miss Mary, Miss Mary be playing, boy. Miss Mary got a jersey.
All right, 1st and 10, Jackson State, 1:48 to go in the first half. 3 receivers, 2 right, single left. They're going to run the ball with Irv Mulligan. He hits the hole. He falls forward for 5, up to the 42.
That was 49 on the carry.
Oh, correction. That was Amari Matthews.
5 yards on the play.
2nd and 5. Jackson State goes fast with 1.5 minutes to go. Morgan throws far side, caught 35, and flipping over a defender at the 33-yard line for a first down is the Jackson State receiver. That's Fortillion.
You want to see good tackles by our secondary, and they're really tackling well this afternoon.
Yeah, but they're giving up too much underneath. That curl route's been there all season for the Wildcat opponents. 1st and 10
Need a big play for the defense.
Jackson State from the 34. Morgan, play action, looking to go deep. He does go deep.
Oh,
wide open in the end zone, but he overthrew him. Tyquan Henderson had 2 steps on Johnny Harris coming to the near corner, and Jacoby and Morgan just threw it into the sideline. Well, we dodge another bullet.
Yeah, we had a good rush on it, caused him to get rid of it. Even though he was open, it caused him to get rid of it because there was a guy beating down on him. So it's what, 3rd down?
2nd down.
2nd down?
That was 1st and 10. I don't mind the shot. So they just ran play action. Williams is still in there at running back. He's got those bright pink gloves. Breast cancer awareness. A lot of these players wearing pink accessories. I see Kevin Washington with a bright pink compress sleeve on his left arm. Guys wearing pink shoes, pink gloves. 2nd and 10 now for Jackson State from
Big play, D. Big play for the defense right here.
34-yard line of Bethune-Cookman attacking the end zone to listeners right. Wildcats up by 7, 1:10 to go first half. Morgan back to pass, throws underneath, pass caught, and the tackle is made eventually at the 30, a 4-yard gain. Malik Stinnett came in there and finished off the job that Oren Patu started.
55 seconds to go here in the half.
Jackson State still has 2 timeouts. They didn't call it. 51 seconds and counting now. 3rd down and
Nothing
5,
big right here.
and they are going to call a timeout.
Yeah, they had an alignment that we had not covered either. The good thing they called the timeout. They had twins to the top. We only had one guy out there.
Yeah, and the formation.
Timeout. Jackson State.
The formation that Irv Mulligan has gotten his 2 big runs off of is that 4, almost like quads tight, 2 by 2. Everybody tight to the line and everybody blocks for Mulligan to just go up the middle. It looks like a snowplow.
You're going to have to slant your tackles when they get in that formation to kind of squeeze that hole that he's coming into.
Yeah, every time Irv Mulligan gets the ball, I cringe a little bit because he's so good, man. He's so good. He ran for nearly 5,000 rushing yards at Whale Branch High School, 3-time All-State running back. And he started his collegiate career at Wofford, did Mulligan. 4 years there, over 1,300 yards and 11 touchdowns, and then came to Jackson State last year. Had 122 carries, 674 yards, and 5 touchdowns, and a season-high 174 against Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah, you know, Wofford is a great football program. I've seen them play up in Carolina.
3rd and 6 from the 30, 48 seconds left to go after Jackson State called their 2nd time out of the half. 2 by 2, the receivers, ball left half. Morgan takes the snap. He's got time. He throws in wide open to the 20-yard line is the receiver, Dupree. Check that, Henderson. And it's 1st down inside the red zone with 43 seconds to go. Clock stops on the move of the chains.
Too much cushion, man. He's playing man-to-man. Just stay with him.
There's an unmarked man in the slot near side.
You got him covered.
It is going to be Mulligan up the middle. Arm tackle down at the 14-yard line.
Clock
30
running.
seconds left. Jackson State still has 1 timeout left, 25 and counting. They're going to keep going. 2 by 2, Mulligan sidecar right. Morgan the snap. He's going to look far sideline, one-on-one coverage to the end zone, and it is caught. Did he get his feet down?
Out of bounds.
Touchdown. No,
Out of bounds.
Touchdown.
We need to review that.
Jonas Fortillion tapped his toes in the far side of the end zone. He was covered one-on-one by Derek Thompson of the Wildcats.
Review that.
And we are going to be tied with 13 seconds left to go in the first half.
I would review that one. They're talking about it.
We'll see.
We have a timeout to use. You might as well go.
It looked, I mean, the referee on that far side was looking right at it, and he called touchdown. We'll see.
Results of the play, 6-point score. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Scoring team, number 16. That's the first of the game.
So Fortillion is called for a personal foul.
Thank you.
They are not going to review it, and here comes the extra point to try and tie the game. So all that positive momentum, we're just seeing the replay now. He is in. Yeah, that's a good call. He had that left foot down as he caught that ball, dragged it to his body.
Good coverage.
And I don't know.
He threw it where nobody could get it.
Yeah, just high pointed it. Comebacker, far corner of the end zone. And Beza is on for the extra point to tie this game with 13 seconds to go in the half. Beza almost had it blocked, but it is up and good. Coming around the edge with a head of steam was Thompson, who let his man get away on the touchdown. But 13 seconds to go in the half. It's 17 all, and it feels like the momentum the Wildcats had jumping out to those 2 early touchdowns is gone, Daryl.
Well, if you'd have told me that the score would be tied at 17-17 at the half, I'll take that. And you got to come out in the third quarter because you got to kick off. Come out in the third quarter and play great defense and get your offense back on track. We got 13 seconds left here in the first half, and a great homecoming crowd. Great first half played by the Cats. You can create your own momentum with your offense and with your defense. We kind of relaxed on that last play, but if you tell me 17-17 at the half with an opportunity to play the number 23 team in the nation, even in the first half, I'll take that.
It is a packed house. On the near side, the home side of the field, there is not a seat with a butt not in it.
there are people still coming in. You can see them coming in on the visitor side, coming across the street.
So this might be the last time the Wildcats get a chance to return one. It is Reese back there.
Yeah,
and D's.
They marked the penalty off back to the 20-yard line.
Back to the 20-yard. So if you get a good return here, you might want to take a shot at the end zone with 13 seconds left.
And how many timeouts you got?
3.
3 timeouts. You might be able to get a field goal in there.
Yep. So Beza, after the personal foul penalty of Fortillion after his touchdown, will kick off from the 20-yard line left to right. We know Beza's got a big leg. He does squiv it along the ground. It's going to be bounced off of an up man, and the Wildcats will pick it up at the 45. Running left, a pitch. And D's got the pitch at the 40 and couldn't get anywhere. It's at their own 39. I think the Wildcats will just kneel this one out and go to the half.
Well, if D's could turn that corner, it would have been interesting.
That was a wild play because it hit the up man for the Wildcats, who was Amari Jones. And then it bounced to Reese. Reese ran left. I thought he had a lane to keep going, but he tried to pitch it back to D's, and there was nothing doing.
Take a knee and get out of here, right? No.
I think that's what they're doing. No.
No, he's in the shotgun.
Reese is in the shotgun. They're going to put 2 receivers on the right-hand side.
Take a shot.
Huggins is out there. Jenkins is up there. That's probably your 2 best receivers. I think they might run this. It is Palmer. He's going to try and bounce it off outside. He gets nothing. And that'll be the end of the first half. So Bethune-Cookman comes out and plays very well in the first quarter.
Who's that coming out hurt?
Jackson State plays well in the seconds. Malik Huggins. Malik Huggins holding his hand. We'll see what the repercussions of that are. But the Wildcats play well in the first quarter. Jackson State responds in the second quarter, and we are all square at the end of halftime. At the end of the first half, Bethune-Cookman 17, Jackson State 17. And Daryl, your quick thoughts on the first half before we send it back to the studio.
Efficient first half for the Cats. You know, we kind of slowed down with the momentum. Once we got off the script, we began to run some plays that we shouldn't even put into the formation. But the Cats played well in the first half. This score is going to send some shockwaves across the SWAC right now at halftime.
But you got to back it up, right?
Got to back it up.
Irv Mulligan almost had another touchdown, wiped away by a penalty. He's a problem. But the Wildcats, they've played well on offense.
Defense got to step up.
Yeah, Luke Sprague's been good, but yeah, the defense has got to skip up. But once again, 17-all here at Daytona Stadium as we head to halftime. We'll send it back to the studio, 1380 WELE. If you're listening on YouTube, you'll just see the halftime banner for about 15 minutes, but then we'll be back to give you the out-of-town scoreboard and the statistical breakdown of the first half, get you set for football. Once again, your score at the half, Bethune-Cookman 17, Jackson State 17, right here on the CatEye Network. Welcome back to Daytona Stadium. The marching Wildcats have just finished their halftime performance, and the Wildcats of Bethune-Cookman are running lockstep with the number 23 ranked Tigers of Jackson State at the break. It is 17-17. My name is Michael Trevillo. Happy to have your company. Daryl Natil joins me from the press box here at Daytona Stadium. And Daryl, I said to you, I think right before the half, in all of my dreams about this game, I did not think we would be in it at halftime.
And I said before the ball game on the way here that the Cats have got a little momentum. We got a little confidence in ourselves. I like to see them playing a big game like today with some confidence, and that's what we're seeing right here. Luke Sprague comes in, takes over as a starter, runs an efficient offense in the first half, a couple of miscues and penalties, got us behind the sticks. But 17 points in the first half against Jackson State to tie them. That's great. We got to play second half the same way.
Jackson State only gives up on average of 23.71 points per game. That defense second in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. So, I mean, you're already more than halfway there if you're the Wildcats. But you got to keep your foot on the gas because Irv Mulligan and Jacoby Morgan and this Jackson State offense, we thought we had them down and buried, but they came back with a vengeance.
We got to see what kind of ball club we come out with in the second half. We got a young team. We got to see what we do in the second half to kind of continue to play well. We saw last week against Mississippi Valley, we did stand up in the second half and stop some drives. You got to do the same thing against the big bad Tigers of Jackson State.
Let's get you your out-of-town scoreboard around the SWAC. It's the Magic City Classic going on this weekend. It's Alabama State 17, Alabama A&M nothing. That is in the second quarter. We thought that might determine a lot about how the middle of the SWAC East looks. And with still a third, fourth-string quarterback, Alabama State is looking pretty good up there against an A&M team that ran 700 yards of offense on the Wildcats 2 weeks ago.
The Alabama A&M, they're still in it because they're looking to see what happens in this ball game. You know, a loss by Florida A&M and a loss by Jackson State will put them right back in the running in the East.
They're in a weather delay in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. The UAPB Golden Lions 7, the Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils 7. That's with 9:45 to go in the second quarter there. That's the lowest two ranked teams in the SWAC battling there. And the only other SWAC game that's going on right now is Prairie View A&M leads Texas A&M Commerce in a non-conference game 21-3 at halftime. That is a home game for Prairie View and a season for Prairie View that has not gone to plan at all. Picked as the #1 team in the West. They're just 2-5, 1-3 in conference play. But Prairie View just looking for anything they can at this point in the season. Coming up later tonight, it's the big one. Well, we'll get there in a second. But at 7 p.m., it's Grambling State at Texas Southern. The two teams the Wildcats play in the next 4 weeks. We get Grambling State here, and we get Texas Southern in 3 weeks in Houston. So that's going to be a big one to determine what the outlook of the Wildcats' future looks like. And then the big one. The really big one. Florida A&M hosting Southern, a Southern team that is undefeated in SWAC play, leads the SWAC West, and every other team in the SWAC West is counting on FAMU to win one here so they'll get back into the race.
Well, FAMU has a home winning streak, I think, 50-something games, and they brag different up that way, and they play well at home. They, like Larry Wesley said, they play with the crowd and with the band, and it's hard to play up there trailing. So Southern is going to have to jump out on Florida A&M and kind of play some running gun football.
A couple of scores from the FBS top 25. Notre Dame beats Navy 51-14. That snaps Navy's undefeated season. Last night, Boise State beat UNLV 29-24 to keep their perfect run alive. Another good game by Ashton Genty. Indiana all over Washington 31-17 to keep their perfect season alive. Nebraska wins 21-17 over Ohio State. Ole Miss wins 26-14 over Oklahoma. A couple of games going on right now. BYU up 17-7 over UCF. Oregon up 28-3 at number 20 Illinois. And Alabama is up 3-0 at Missouri. And Texas and Vanderbilt in Nashville are tied 7-7 at the end of the first quarter. Florida State-Miami, the big game in the state of Florida, coming up today at 7 p.m. That's Florida State at Miami down in down to the bottom of the state. Other top 25 games today. LSU hosts Texas A&M in a big top 25 battle. Penn State hosts Wisconsin. Kansas State hosts Kansas. And SMU is at Duke. Now let's go to your statistical analysis of the first half of action. It is 17-17 here. The Wildcats have 12 first downs to Jackson State's 9. The Wildcats have rushed the ball 22 times for 114 yards. And Jackson State has rushed the ball 15 times for 136 yards. The Wildcats, 11 of 16 passing for Luke Sprague, 151 yards. Jacobian Morgan is 10 of 12 for 107 yards. And total yardage is about even in that respect. Neither team has turned the ball over. Both teams have punted once. It's been a very clean game of football. Really, where you're looking, though, is
time of possession. 2
penalties, 15 yards for the Wildcats, 3 penalties, 40 yards for Jackson State. Time of possession, 18 minutes, 31 seconds for BCU, and 11 minutes, 29 for Jackson State. I don't have the number in front of me, but I would hazard a guess that that's the first time we've controlled time of possession in a first half since Jackson State.
Absolutely.
Since Clark Atlanta.
Against Clark Atlanta, because what happened last week, we saw the defense get a good rest because the offense kept the football and kept some drives going. You've seen the same thing this week, but that little bounce play by Mulligan is killing us.
Irv Mulligan, 8 carries, 121 yards, and a touchdown. Almost had a second one, but it was wiped away by a sideline interference penalty. He's averaging 14.9 yards a carry. And I was telling Bryce and Autumn up there that Jackson State could do nothing but hand the ball off to Mulligan for the rest of the game and probably be fine. Jacobian Morgan, 10 of 12, 107 yards. Tyquan Henderson, his favorite target, 4 catches, 26 yards. Jonas Fortillion, 3 catches, 43 yards, and a touchdown. Luke Sprague, 11 of 16, 151 yards and 2 touchdowns. The touchdowns, one to Malik Huggins, who has 3 catches for 37 yards, and Lorenzo Jenkins, 2 catches for 34 yards. Marcus Velez, the tight end, has 3 catches for 37 yards as well.
Evenly distributed with the tight ends.
Rushing for Bethune-Cookman, Dennis Palmer has the majority of the carries. The freshman is 73 yards on 17 carries. And no negative plays for Palmer. I think that's pretty crucial. He's averaging 4.3 yards a carry. Courtney Reese, 4 carries, 39 yards, including a 37-yarder to set the Wildcats up for that late field goal in the first half. So your overall thoughts on a first half where the Wildcats ran out to a big lead early and Jackson State kind of reeled them back in?
Jackson State has been playing in second gear. You know, they're a team that can score 30, 35, 40 points a game. Let's see how they come out in the second half. They're in Florida. It's a little humid. I know they sat back and drank some Gatorade, and I know they kind of did some adjustments. Let's see what kind of condition they're in here in the second half. They didn't get an opportunity to really warm up all that much coming out of the locker room late. But let's see what kind of steam they come out with, and let's see what we do.
I think that's because the former Jackson State quarterback, T.C. Taylor, was laying into them a little bit.
Well, you know, they came in with a little, thinking that it was going to be a cakewalk, and it's been a football game so far. Because he even mentioned early in the year, you guys playing us for homecoming, and even their radio announcers told me in the elevator going down at about 5 o'clock, you guys be running up out of here. We're going to blow you out. So we'll see what happens here in the second half.
Well, still 30 minutes of ball game to play. Wildcats 17, Jackson State Tigers 17 on homecoming here in Daytona Beach. Been a great week of festivities on campus. You were at the parade earlier this morning. Was the first announcer at the homecoming. We had volleyball last night. The ladies of BCU volleyball continue their hot streak. They now have won 5 matches in a row. They're sitting second place in the conference. And they got a match tomorrow. If you're in the area still, haven't gone home yet, tomorrow noon as they play Grambling State, another big match for the volleyball team.
But here's the thing, a lot of BCU alumnus have never seen volleyball because we didn't even have a volleyball team when they were at Bethune-Cookman University. You go to Moore's Gymnasium for a volleyball game, it's electric. Those girls are some skywalkers. Everybody on the team taller than me.
All right. Cade Hector gets ready to kick the ball off right to left because the Wildcats took the ball in the first half. He kicks it off. It's a little squibber, fielded to the 35-yard line, and all the way back to the 31. Great job on pursuit by the Wildcats.
That's a great weapon to kick the ball like that. You don't want to give him anything big and get some momentum going.
That's the former defensive lineman, Amari Jones.
Amari Jones plays everywhere.
Moved to the hands team this year.
Yeah, plays everywhere. Played defense, offense, tight end. Scored the first touchdown last year against Memphis.
Yep, on that great interception return for a touchdown. Here we go. Wildcats in the all gold, maroon numbers, white trim, white socks, excuse me. Jackson State, blue helmets, white jerseys, blue pants with a white stripe down the side. And they'll start from their own 31 going left to right. It'll be Irv Mulligan dotting the I with Jacobian Morgan in there ahead of him, and a tight end on the left-hand side of the formation. They bring a receiver in motion. Hand the ball off. Mulligan, jump cut, trying to get to the outside left, and he's going to be tripped up. Gain of only 2.
I don't see Woody out there. He must be,
yeah, he's out there. He's in the middle of the field. That was
okay. All right,
Steven Sparrow made the tackle along with Antoine Watts.
He has on those gold sleeves. I see him now.
Second down at 8 after the 2-yard run by Mulligan. Mulligan is at his best when he's running straight ahead. When he stretches it to the outside, I think the Wildcats can contain him. Now they bring everybody tight to the formation. This is where Mulligan has his best runs, in this formation right here. They go play action, screen, far side, pass is caught, and a big tackle right at the 35-yard line. The pass was to Isaiah Spencer, who had a big catch in the first half, and Kevin Washington came in and laid the hit.
We've seen that play every game 2 or 3 times, and we finally defended it. Big play, 3rd down for the Cats.
3rd and 7 now for Jackson State from the 35-yard line of their own, going left to right. They put the 2 receivers all the way out on the hash marks. On each side, 4 receivers in the pattern. Pistol formation, Morgan and Mulligan. 1 man in motion left to right. Puts 3 receivers on the near side right. Jacobian Morgan with the snap. He's under pressure. He escapes out the back door, and he's going to be taken down short of the line to gain. He's at the full.
Boy, that's a bad spot.
That spot
oh my God.
is at the 40.5-yard line.
The guy on this side got it spotted different. The guy on this side got it spotted at the 40.
But now it's from 3rd and 7 to 4.5 yard. They're going to go for this. I mean, if you got Irv Mulligan, you got to go for this. 4th and inches from the 40. Morgan in the gun. Wildcats look to bring pressure up the middle with the linebackers really tight to the line.
No home runs here.
Press coverage on the outside as well for the Wildcat cornerbacks. Handoff Mulligan. He's got the 1st down. Needed 1, got 2, up to the 43. Man, Wildcats haven't been able to get off the field on 4th down. Jackson State
injured player down for
Jackson State 3 of 3 on 4th down.
Like you said, when you got a Mulligan, you could do that again.
Yep. That's the center, Almetrius Smith Jr., who is down for Jackson State, the redshirt junior out of Clarksdale, Mississippi, transfer from Coahoma Community College. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, the Wildcats try and get the ball back. 17-17, 12:42 to go in the 3rd quarter. This is Bethune-Cookman University football on the CatEye Network and 1380 WELE. We are back at Daytona Stadium. The injured player is the Jackson State center, Almetrius Smith Jr. He was helped off the field, not under his own power. It looked like his right leg was already in a brace and maybe have re-injured it. So now they're going to bring in the backup Isaiah Villanueva to play to play center. Well, maybe see if the Wildcats can maybe try and take advantage of that. It's 1st and 10 for Jackson State. 12:39 to go, third quarter in a 17-all ball game. 2 receivers right, single left. The ball at the Jackson State 44. They hand the ball off to Mulligan. He bounces off a tackle and gets to midfield. So a gain of 6 yards.
That's 49 again.
Oh, check that. That is Matthews with Mulligan out of the game.
Somebody came up trying to put a lick on him, but he bounced off.
I was not prepared for Matthews. He was not on the 2 deep at running back, but he's gotten a fair few carries here in this game. 2nd down and 5 after the spot the ball at the 49-yard line, just shy of midfield, going left to right. 3 in the formation. Morgan looks to pass, goes middle, and it's incomplete, almost intercepted, and you can tell that the Wildcat defender, Caleb Blake, is really hurting. Not hurting physically, but mentally. He thought he had that one picked off, and now it's 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, Blake's a transfer from Missouri State. An opportunity to play this afternoon.
Missouri State going up to FBS. They were an FCS team. 3rd down and 5. Wildcats have not done a good job of getting off the field
Mulligan
on 3rd down.
in.
No, Mulligan's going out.
Oh, he's going out?
Mulligan is out, and this is Travis Terrell Jr., the freshman in at running back. They're in that 2-by-2 close set with everybody close to the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 5.
Watch the wheel route. There he is, the wheel route.
They're going to throw it underneath, caught, 1st down at the 44-yard line. Coming across the field, Isaiah Spencer. Wildcats have just been unable to get off the field on 3rd down today.
That's that underneath wheel route. They had 2 guys running the wheel route. The guy underneath got it for the 1st down.
Jackson State, it says they're only 3 of 7 on 3rd down. It feels like more. They're 2 of 2 on 4th down. Handoff, middle, crushed. Travis Terrell Jr. got blown up in the backfield, and a Wildcat helmet comes off of Ebenezer DeBula. He's going to have to go out for the play. But it was Jeremy Greaves Jr. that made the initial hit. They'll give Terrell 1 yard, and Irv Mulligan comes back in. 2nd down and 9 for Jackson State from the Wildcat 43-yard line, attacking.
Let's go, D.
To listeners' right. Defense needs a big play. Haven't gotten a turnover all day. Morgan takes the snap. He'll look to pass. One-on-one coverage, far sideline, going deep, and it is overthrown and incomplete, looking for the streaking Fortillion.
Fortillion's a great receiver, man. He's out of Dr. Phillips, man. Great hands, great moves. He caught that touchdown in the corner, tiptoed it in the end zone.
Yeah, well, and these Jackson State uniforms kind of look like Dr. Phillips.
Yeah.
Blue, white, blue.
A little bit like an inverted Baltimore Colts.
3rd down and 9. Wildcats desperate for a stop here. Lots of changes on the defense for the Wildcats.
Can't let them get to the sticks here. This 4-down territory got to be.
3 receivers left, single right. Wildcats show pressure up the middle. Morgan looks to the sideline to change the play. They've got a guy in a bright green shirt there calling the play.
Play clock.
And they get the snap off. No flag. Pass. Middle. Caught underneath. And dragging a defender for a 1st down is Tyquan Henderson.
That's that drag route. He got that ball off a split second before the play clock went out.
Right to the 34-yard line, which is what they needed. It'll depend on the spot. It looked to me like they got
Personal
the 1st
foul.
down. Face mask on the defense.
Goodness.
I didn't see it. I thought they didn't get the snap off because when I looked at the play clock, it said 0. But now the Wildcats are going to be down inside their own red zone again. Penalties, man, killed us all year. All year. And that's Antoine Watts, who's been charged with the penalty.
1st down, Tigers.
They'll spot the ball all the way at the 19-yard line inside the red zone. This has been a really good Jackson State drive to start the 2nd half. Just kind of sucked the life out of this building. It's going to be Mulligan, and he's snowed under back at the 20. Loss of 1, Washington. It is Washington. A great tackle. I thought that was Greaves initially, but it was Washington. It's not like the Wildcats are not getting 3rd down.
And he has a long time to read that thing, that RPO, because he's so deep in the backfield. He's standing there just holding the ball.
And the offensive line for Jackson State doing a good job of keeping Morgan protected. No sacks on the day for the Wildcats. We're 2nd in the SWAC. in that category. Second at 11 after the loss of one from the 20. Mulligan inside trap. He
Nowhere.
is going to get back to the line of scrimmage, push the pile forward for maybe 3, and be spotted at the 17-yard line. Actually, a gain of 4.
If you can
So
hold
now 3rd down and 6.
If you can hold them to a field goal here, it'll be huge. But here comes that crossing route again. Look out for the crossing route. We got wholesale substitutions.
Wildcats have not covered that crossing route well today, and it's killed them, especially on 3rd and long. Tigers have converted 2 3rd and longs so far on this drive.
And Mulligan out of the backfield, too. Watch him.
2 by 2. Snap to Morgan. He looks. He throws underneath.
Oh,
caught.
wide open.
Crossing route. Dupree at the 10. Turns the corner. Stretches for the pylon. And he's out of bounds at the 4-yard line. But again, short cross. That's been every single play has been a short cross. As Janalen Dupree, a junior out of Philadelphia, Mississippi, not Pennsylvania. 1st and goal at the 4. And this is prime Irv Mulligan territory. He's already got 1 touchdown today. Almost had a 2nd negated by a penalty. And looking for his 6th rushing touchdown of the year. Jacoby and Morgan up to the line to change the play. It's I formation. It's a handoff to Mulligan. He powers through. He is at the 2-yard line. Give him 2 yards, 2nd and goal. Now, the Wildcats last week against Mississippi Valley did have a big goal line stand in the 4th quarter.
They matched it here in the first half, too, trying to stop them and force them for a field goal. Let's see if they can do it right here. This is huge. They've eaten up almost, 8 minutes on the clock? 7 minutes.
Yep. It's I formation again, just a single receiver each side. Morgan, Mulligan, goal line. A helmet flies off of a Wildcat player, and he's short. Adrian Hall, first man to him on the stop. Helmet flew off of Jeremy Greaves. He's got to come out for a play.
That's little Ray Lewis. I call him little Ray Lewis.
And now 3rd and goal at the 2. Now Jacoby and Morgan go as under center. This might be.
They're backing up
oh, no,
now.
they backed up. I thought they might go tush push here. 3rd and goal from the 1. Mulligan again. This time he's in. Touchdown. And for the first time this afternoon, Jackson State takes the lead. Now the offense is going to have to respond.
We're going to have to. It's going to be the last man with the ball in this game. We can come back and match this touchdown. A long drive. Started at their own 20-yard line, almost 80-yard drive.
Yep. 15 plays, 67 yards.
67?
Yep.
15 plays. That's a lot of plays on the defense coming out half.
The extra point is up and good by Gerardo Beza, and with 7:42 to go in the 3rd quarter, it's Bethune-Cookman 17, Jackson State 24. And now it's all about how you respond to adversity. We'll see how the offense fares when we come back. This is Bethune-Cookman University football on the CatEye Network Radio and 1380 WELE. Jackson State takes the first possession of the second half, 69 yards in 16 plays, covering 7 minutes and 15 seconds of game time, and ending it in the second rushing touchdown of the game for Irv Mulligan on 3rd and goal from the 1. And now the Wildcats find themselves behind for the first time in the game. We saw the offense play very well when they were on their script early in the first half. They kind of faltered a little bit towards the end of that first half. What do you go back to here if you're the Wildcats now down 7?
But it almost seems normal. We've been playing from behind most of the season. So what you do here, you go back to the script that we ran in the first quarter at the beginning of the game with the offset tight end, hitting the tight end on the pop pass across the middle, and running the football. Stay with your game plan.
Yep. 7 minutes and 42 seconds left to go here in quarter number 3. And the Wildcats, this will be the first time touching the ball in the second half. So it's a long sit on the sidelines for Luke Sprague and company.
But like I said, it almost seemed normal playing uphill. When we're playing with a lead, it's hard playing with a lead when you haven't had a lead much this season. But playing uphill, we're comfortable doing that and trying to bounce back. So we can bounce back right here.
As Gerardo Beza gets set to kick this one off, I see Amari Jones in the middle of the field at the 25-yard line. I think they're going to kick it right at him because he's been a little shaky trying to pick up those balls as an up man in this contest. Beza kicking from the 35. He's going to put it in the air. It's a little pooch kick. Fair catch at the 38-yard line. Good job.
Mm-hmm. You got to know when you can use that fair catch, man. You throw that hand up in the air, nobody can get near you.
Darion Davis, backup linebacker, made that one.
Good field position. That almost at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, 38-yard line. Try a little pooch kick, seeing if they can catch us off guard. And again, keeping the ball well away from Darnell Dees. So here comes Luke Sprague and the rest of the Bethune-Cookman offense, trailing 24-17, 7:24 to go third quarter. Dennis Palmer is the running back. Ball spotted far hash, going right to left. Here in the third quarter are the Wildcats wearing all gold helmets, jerseys, and pants. Maroon numbers with a white trim, a maroon and white stripe on the pants and shoulders as well. First play is delayed handoff. Palmer, jump cut of the backfield, gets back to the line of scrimmage and nothing more.
Yeah, they're going to play tough down there in the trenches now. They got a lead. They can just pin their ears back right now. We got to hit them on the outside like we did earlier.
Reed Polium made the tackle for Jackson State, the linebacker, the sophomore out of Belton, Texas.
And we can't go 3 and out.
No. That would give Jackson State all the momentum. 2nd and 10 from the 38. Snap to Sprague, back to pass. He's going to air one out near sideline. Caught by Jenkins at the 45. He turns upfield, gets close to a first down, depending on the spot. He's going to be a yard short at the 47-yard line. Needed the 48, 3rd down and 1.
Jenkins has become a go-to guy right now for Sprague. He's sure-handed, and he ran a great route then, turned upfield.
Jenkins, 2 catches, 34 yards, and a touchdown in the first half. Now on 3rd and 1, we'll see what the Wildcats go to.
This is the huge play. We can't go 3 and out. You got to make the first down right there.
And the Wildcats, again, have not been great on 3rd down. They've been better than they have the rest of the season. And flags fly everywhere.
It's on us.
As bodies fall, and it's going to be another false start on the Wildcats. Look like the left side of that line.
Every time we get ready to do the tush push, we jump off.
Snapping fraction. Offense. Number 55.
That's the second
he goes
one.
again.
Second one on Christian Loving.
He did that last week twice.
And now he's done it this week twice. And from 3rd and 1, now 3rd and 6. And you got to change your play calling completely. I want to see one of these tight ends, Nance or Velez, get back on it.
You got to go to a tight end right here. It's almost what the doctor ordered right here.
Penalties, penalties, penalties. It's unbelievable how many in key situations the Wildcats have had this year after not having hardly any last year. 2 receivers wide. It's going to be a fake to handoff. Sprague leaks out to the right, has a man in his face in the backfield, and he's going to go down for a sack all the way back at the 30-yard line.
The penalties killing us, man.
Yep. Jackson State read that one perfectly. And Ashton Taylor met Luke Sprague in the backfield. Yes, and Sprague comes out limping a little bit. And we flashbacks to the Miami game last year when Sprague got hurt. And now here we go again. Anthony Frederick on to punt. and Jackson State's going to have a chance to go up 2 scores here. 4th down and 13. That was a loss.
Favoring a ankle.
A loss of 7 on the play.
He's cramping. Okay. It's a cramp in his foot, his calf.
Travis Terrell Jr. back to receive the Frederic punt. Frederic gets it away. It's a high spiral, pushing Terrell back to the far sideline. He makes the catch and steps out of bounds at the 15-yard line. That's a really good punt by Anthony Frederic, but the defense needs to come up with a stop. Jackson State has only punted once so far in this game, and that was on 4th and short when I thought they might have gone for it. So defense needs to step up here on the next sequence of plays, and you'll hear that sequence of plays after this. It's 24-17 Jackson State, and they have the ball when we come back. This is Bethune-Cookman University football on the CatEye Network and 1380 WELE. So for the second time in the game, the Wildcats go 3 and out. Actually, the first time in the game, they go 3 and out and give the ball back to Jackson State. Tigers will have it at their own 10-yard line. 5:22 to go third quarter. Jackson State 24, Bethune-Cookman 17. The Wildcat offense has only been on the field 3 plays in this entire first quarter. Jacobian Morgan pitches the ball underneath. It's Terrell. He's got a lane, and he's still going. He breaks a tackle at the 30, across the middle of the field. One man to beat at the 45. At midfield, he breaks another tackle, has a caravan, 30, near side, out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Well, that's, I don't know how many yards, 70-plus yards on that play. I'll get it from the stats in a second. But that was just a little inside handoff, and the Wildcats weren't ready, and another Wildcat injury. The Wildcats were not ready for that one.
That was a misdirect. He pitched it to the right side. He cut back against the grain, picked up some blockers.
Yeah, he pitched it.
One guy tried to strip the ball out of his hand, and he continued to run. So now we're in familiar territory here, playing up here.
In just 10 seconds, the Wildcats find themselves trying to pin Jackson State deep to backs against the wall at their own 20-yard line. 60 yards for Terrell Travis Jr. Previously in the game, he had 5.
Is Mulligan coming back in?
No, Travis continues to be in the game. 1st and 10 for the Cats from their own, for Jackson State from their own 20, from the Cats 25. Terrell right side pushing through bodies for 3.
McCoy at quarterback.
Yep, Cameron McCoy is the quarterback, the sophomore out of Eastern Michigan. Played in 4 games this year. 16 of 31 for 284 and 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Pickup of 2 second down and 8 at the 23. Terrell still in at running back. They're going to fake the handoff. He's going to go deep to the end zone as a man there, and it is caught, touchdown. Isaiah Spencer got the better of the Wildcat cornerback. Just a late fade pattern to the back left corner of the end zone, and just like that, it is 2-touchdown lead for Jackson State, 30-17. We were talking all about Jackson State not being a great second-half team, but they haven't really had to be.
Right.
But they have come out in the third quarter and put the Wildcats in their place quickly. Wildcats have only won 3 offensive plays, and they're down 2 scores. 31-17 with 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the third. Yikes.
Well, we might have a quarterback change coming up right now because Luke Sprague came out of the last series with a cramp in his right leg, and we saw Cam Ransom. And now the number 3 quarterback is Bethea.
3 plays, 85 yards. 60-yard touchdown run, 20-yard touchdown pass. That was it.
They drove it right down the field on us.
And the energy has completely gone out of this building.
Yeah, the crowd just hum right now.
And I see people standing up already and heading towards the portals. People waving goodbye. 4:20 left to go in the third quarter. We'll take a break and be right back in 30 seconds after this word from your Southeast Toyota dealers.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota, let's go places. Get $2,000 in loyalty cash bonus on a new Toyota Tundra. Offer valid through September 30th, 2024. Offer entitles current Tundra customers to $2,000 loyalty cash bonus on the retail purchase or lease of a new Tundra gas or hybrid vehicle. Bonus cash may be used only toward a down payment or capitalized cost reduction on the new vehicle. See dealer for details.
Jackson State 31, BCU 17 after it's been a 14-point third quarter for Jackson State after it was tied at halftime at 17. The Wildcats have just run 3 offensive plays so far in this quarter. Very familiar territory here, Daryl.
Right, it's what we've seen most of the season, but let's see if we had any fight left. It's still got a quarter and 4 minutes left. Another touchdown by the Cats could put us back in within a scoring distance, but you got to see what your team is made of right here. You played a great first half, and every time we got off script, that's when we got in trouble.
Do you love Bethune-Cookman University sports? Of course you do. Then don't miss Hail Wildcats Radio, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes of all 15 Wildcat sports programs. Hosted by voice of the Wildcats Michael Torello and featuring the expertise of sports information directors Bryce Wojnowski and Brian Harvey. Hail Wildcats Radio delivers unparalleled coverage of your favorite teams. Tune in to 1380 ELE Daytona Beach every Saturday, an hour before the football game, to catch the show live, or listen anytime on your favorite podcast platform. And you're going to want to listen to this week's Hail Wildcats Radio because, man, do we have fun in the last segment of the show talking about our trip to Itabena last week. But we break down volleyball having a good year, football getting a win last week. Yeah, Hail Wildcats Radio. That's wherever you get your podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and, of course, on WELE an hour before the football games every week. And we might have a change at quarterback. We'll see.
I even see a rookie down there throwing the football, the kid number 13.
Yeah, Gerardo Beza gets set to kick off for Jackson State. Left to right, it's a high kick, going to be fielded at the 10-yard line. Dees has it. Jump cut, stays on his feet, 25, falls forward to the 27. Where they'll spot it.
Let's see who comes in.
Luke Sprague is out there, so they're going to trust him. He was cramping on that right leg at the end of that last series after he took a sack. But we got to start moving the ball, can't take penalties, and the Wildcats just seemed jumpy. Came out very flat out of halftime. And again, it was almost 10 minutes before the Wildcats offense touched the ball. And then they went 3 plays, a penalty, forced them to punt it away, and now here we go again from the 27 going right to left in the all gold. Sprague, handoff Palmer on first down, looking for a lane, nothing is there. No gain on the play, tackled by Ashton Taylor, the linebacker, who's had himself a really good game, the transfer from Tennessee Tech.
Where's the imagination that we had in the first quarter? Let's go back to that script coming out on opening kickoff and run some of those plays right here. They're playing the same defense. We're running up the middle. And second down and 10 yards to go. Where's the tight end?
Yep. For the second straight drive, it's 2nd and 10. Lorenzo Jenkins is out on an island here, one-on-one against Anthony Petty, the free safety on the near side.
On the blitz.
Jackson State shows blitz, but they back off. Sprague rolls to
There he
his
is, wide
left,
open
plants his
downfield.
feet, throws left. Jenkins on the sideline, incomplete. The ball was out of bounds. He's looking for a flag. He was contacted early by Isaias Guthrie, but the ball was thrown well out of bounds.
He
And
was
again,
wide open, too, but
Sprague off his back foot couldn't get the ball out there in time. He just kind of, it almost looked like the touchdown pass he threw last week.
Yeah.
Just kind of floated it up there. Now 3rd down and 10.
we go 3 and out here, that could be disastrous for us.
Well, a good 20% of the crowd has already left here in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down and 10. Wildcats have not moved the ball at all.
3rd and 10 for the Wildcats.
2 receivers on the near side left. That's the wide side of the field. Huggins goes in motion to the right side. Jackson State shows pressure. They'll bring it. Sprague steps up, sacked. Sack back at the 24. Loss of 5, and that's the end of that drive. True Thompson, the Florida State transfer, who had 4 tackles against BCU last year, gets the sack. His 2nd sack of the year, and the Wildcats will punt again. And, well, we had a good first half, Darryl. And now we're back to doing what we've done all year. Unable to move the ball. Defense can't get off the field. And Anthony Frederic set to give Jackson State their best field position of the night as he punts from his own 10-yard line. Frederic, rugby-style kick, end over end, going to be fielded at the 20-yard line off a bounce. It's actually going to roll all the way down to the 10. Nobody touched it. I thought that Terrell was going to pick it up, but he let it go, and the Wildcats will back Jackson State up to their own 10-yard line. Well, last time they were there, it was only one play, 60 yards, to get them out of the shadow of their own end zone on the rush by Terrell.
Let's see what your defense is made of right here. You got opportunity right here to get a stop and get field position. It's 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. You're only down 2 scores.
Yeah.
But it seems like more than that.
Yeah. Well, only 4 receivers.
They're
those
going
spots
to move it.
19.
Yeah, they're going to move it back up. That's where it was touched.
So they've only thrown a pass to 4 receivers in the game for Tillian, Spencer, Henderson, and Dupree of Jackson State. Let's see who's back in at quarterback. It is Cameron McCoy, still in there at QB, the sophomore out of St. Louis.
Woody's not on the field.
2 left, single right from the 19-yard line of Jackson State. They'll go left to right. Handoff, Mulligan, arm tackle missed, another tackle missed, running right side 30, 35, 40, along the sideline, pushed out of bounds past the 45. And that's not Mulligan, that's McCoy. Oh, no, it was Mulligan. My apologies. McCoy was out there blocking
And
for
the
him.
quarterback was out blocking. Blocked a couple of times.
Another big run for Mulligan. 2 missed tackles in the backfield, an arm tackle and a shoulder. You got to wrap up and drag him down.
Mulligan looked like he's limping a little bit going out.
Well, he's going to go out, and Amari Matthews is going to come in at running back. I don't think the Tigers go to the air again the whole game. They don't need to. Their running game has just been that good. 1st and 10 from the 45. They run the ball up the middle with Williams, and he powers forward. Broke a couple of tackles, 9-yard gain.
Yeah, you see the defense now a little tired. They're getting to the initial point, but you can't wrap him up.
Shelton Quarles made the tackle, and now he'll come to the sideline. 2nd and 1.
Smash mouth football, you call this.
Yep, after the 9-yard run by, Amari Matthews. And they're set up to do it again with Matthews deep in the I formation behind McCoy. 2nd and 1. Strong side handoff, left-hand side, cuts it back, 1st down, big hole, 45-30, dragged down to the 31.
1st down, Tigers.
Tigers just, right now, imposing their will on the Wildcats.
Yep. Wildcats were in the game for a half, but came out in the 2nd half completely flat. And it's been all Jackson State in this 3rd quarter. 53 seconds left to go in it. And it could be a 21-0 quarter if they get in the end zone in the next 45 seconds. This time they back up into the pistol. Fake the handoff. McCoy going deep. One-on-one coverage down towards the end zone. It is incomplete. knocked away by Caleb Blake. He was looking for Janelon Dupree.
Yeah, they were chicken fighting all the way down the field. You don't call anything on that. They both were hand over hand.
36 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Wildcats have been pressed back in their own end for the entirety of the quarter.
Let's see some other wholesale substitutions. You got another running back in the backfield. Can't see his number. 18, looks like.
That is
10. No, that's number 0.
Oh, yeah, no, it's Terrell back there. He's got his jersey tucked up underneath him, so his number is kind of obscured. 2nd and 10 for the Tigers from the Wildcat 31. Tight end moves to the left-hand side of the line. They're going to hand the ball off to Terrell off the left-hand side, cuts it back, and he goes to the 20-yard line. First down, Jackson State. He just finds that little crease when they move everybody to one side of the field. He just cuts it back, and nobody's there to block. So 1st and 10 for Jackson State, 20 seconds left to go in the third, and they may just take this one to the fourth quarter. No, they snap it.
Quarterback keeper.
Quarterback keeper off the right-hand side, tackled at the 13. And a flag is down. Offsides, maybe?
Legal procedure. Legal motion.
Oh, maybe they'll call it on Jackson State. We'll see.
Illegal motion. Offense, number 16.
So Fortillion was moving forward at the snap. So that'll take away the good rush and bring up first down and 15 for Jackson State. They spot the ball at the Wildcat 26. It'll be 6 seconds to go in the quarter, and they will just let it run to the end. It is all Jackson State, just like that. Flip of a switch. It's gone from 17-all to 31-17 Jackson State. The Wildcats just run 6 offensive plays in the quarter. They don't get a first down. Jackson State scores 2 touchdowns and are in position to get a third. Another one as we start the fourth quarter. We'll be back after this. This is Bethune-Cookman University football on the CatEye Network and 1380 WELE. Fourth quarter on tap here from Daytona Stadium, and the Jackson State Tigers used a dominant third quarter. The Wildcats only ran 6 offensive plays. Jackson State scored 2 touchdowns, and as the fourth quarter begins, are in position to do a third in a row as they lead 31-17. And we always do our office score predictions before the game, and both Autumn and myself and Eli said 35-10 Jackson State, and well, it looks like they might score more than 35. And I said during the break, Daryl, the team looks like they want to go home already.
Well, when you got a young ball club like this and you've been used to losing, when you get behind, it's almost like familiar territory. You begin to hang your head and you begin to, lick your wounds. Right now, we need a spark. We need something to happen to change the momentum of this ball game.
So the last play of the third quarter was a illegal procedure penalty on Jackson State. So they'll start 1st and 15 from the Wildcat 26-yard line, now facing into the sun, attacking the end zone to listeners' left. McCoy is still in at quarterback, fakes the handoff to Terrell, runs around the left-hand side. He's going to be hit and dropped at the 22.
Picked up 2.
That's the second time in a row they've won that quarterback keeper.
They didn't run that with the number 1 quarterback. They didn't run it with him, though.
No, Morgan's not as good of a runner as McCoy is. 16 carries, 150 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the ground for McCoy. Morgan on the season, 40 carries, 178. So now 2nd down and 12 after the gain of 3. Tigers at the Wildcat 23. McCoy with Terrell, in the backfield. They'll give it to him, and he is hit and dropped. Only 1 on the play, brings up 3rd and 11.
Cats playing tough in the interior down there. That's Hall.
Yep. No, it's Jeremy Greaves and Dallas Corbett on the tackle.
Oh, Corbett. Hall's now coming back in.
Wildcats have not gotten off the field on 3rd down all game long. Jackson State, 7 of 11 on 3rd down.
Watch the crossing route.
3 by 1, the receivers. 3 to the wide side right, 1 to the near side left. Irv Mulligan back in the game. McCoy to throw over the middle, and it's through the hands of the intended receiver and incomplete. He was looking for the crossing route of Richard Mays, and it's 4th down. And if I'm Jackson State, just take the points here.
Yep.
Gerardo Baez has been really good, 10 of 13, hasn't missed from inside 40 yards all season, and they are going to bring him out.
Number 13 took a lick on that play.
Yeah, he did.
Gingerly going off the field.
That was a big hit by Caleb Blake over the middle.
And it was illegal.
This will be a 39-yard field goal. So, again, he's 8 for 8 inside 40. He's kicking into the sun with the wind at his back. Snap, hold, kick away, and good. And with 13:37 remaining in the ball game, it's BCU 17, Jackson State 34. And there is a timeout on the field, but we'll keep it right here. And a word from your Southeast Toyota dealers.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota, let's go places. Get $2,000 in loyalty cash bonus on a new Toyota Tundra. Offer valid through September 30th, 2024. Offer entitles current Tundra customers to $2,000 loyalty cash bonus on the retail purchase or lease of a new Tundra gas or hybrid vehicle. Bonus cash may be used only toward a down payment or capitalized cost reduction on the new vehicle. See dealer for details.
Bethune-Cookman Volleyball is back on campus for a critical SWAC matchup as they host Grambling State. Come catch the Cats live tomorrow at noon at Moore Gymnasium. Admission is free. If you can't make it to the gym, Cheryl and I will have it for you on the CatEye Network on YouTube. Sergio's Pizza Kitchen is a proud supporter of Bethune-Cookman football. You can take the pizza out of New York, but you can't take the New York out of the pizza. Stop by Sergio's and experience the flavors for yourself. Our recipe for success is simple: a generous dose of love paired with the freshest, highest quality ingredients. This combination is what makes each dish truly exceptional. Our approach includes a blend of traditional recipes from the old country with a modern flair that creates our wide variety of great tasting dishes, which range from gourmet pizzas, soups, pastas, and entrees. Come visit us in the Public Shopping Center on Bevel Road in Clyde Morris, or visit our website and order online with Slice and Uber Eats. Bring your college ID and get 10% off your order. Go Wildcats. That's thank you to Sergio's Pizza Kitchen. Well, the Jackson State Tigers increased their lead to 34-17. It's now a 3-possession game as that drive goes 10 plays, 59 yards, and ends in a 39-yard field goal for Gerardo Beza. The score with 13:37 to go in the contest. Jackson State 34, Bethune-Cookman 17. And as Bethune-Cookman team that only ran 6 offensive plays in the third quarter.
That's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. You got to have something going here.
Time possession had to have been, we had the ball about, a minute?
Yep. Probably 14 minutes to 1. So Beza will kick off to Darnell Dees, who has 1 return on the day. He'll kick off right to left in this fourth quarter. The sun is behind the left end zone, so it is in the faces of the Jackson State Tigers for this quarter. Beza kicks it off. It's going to be towards the corner. Dees brings it out at the 5-yard line, cuts to the middle of the field, and he cut it to the middle instead of going all the way across, and he gets to the 23.
Now, the times he broke it to the outside. I don't know why we keep running that thing up the middle.
Yep. I wish you would have kept going to the opposite side of the field, maybe found a crease that way. So we'll see what the Wildcats do here.
You know, Jackson State played Alabama A&M, jumped out to a huge lead and had to hold on in the fourth quarter after a big lead. Let's see if the Cats can get some momentum and try to put some pressure on it and try to make a run for this thing at the end.
Speaking of the Magic City Classic, it's 17-3 Alabama State over Alabama A&M.
Luke Sprague.
Sprague is under center, 2 receivers to his left. Now one man comes in motion. They'll hand the ball off on a jet sweep and falling down back at the 20-yard line without even being touched. Oh, my goodness. That's a 4-yard loss for Corey Turner, his first touch of the game.
Corey Turner's a little speedy guy. He's about 5'6". Little guy out there.
Listed at 5'7", 136, but he lost 4 yards, so it's 2nd and 14 back at the 20.
Behind the sticks again.
Yep. Where we have been all 3 of our drives in the second half. Now they move the tight ends from the left to the right. Haven't seen this since the first half.
Now what happened?
And a false start will back us up even further. I'm guessing it's on 55 again, Christian Loving. We'll see.
False start. Offense. Multiple players.
Multiple players. They didn't even single it about it. They just said, all you guys false started, all of you. We're in week 8 of the season here, Darryl. False start must be one of the easiest penalties to correct, and the Wildcats just haven't done it all year. I'd love to know what percentage of our penalties are false start. It must be 60%. So now it is 2nd and 19. Wildcats all the way back at their 15-yard line. They'll bring the pressure. Sprague over the middle. It is caught, hauled in by Kobe Stewart at the 30. That'll bring up 3rd down and a manageable 4.
Good pass and catch that time on the post route. Woody, quarterback stood in the pocket, took a lick, made the completion.
Wildcats will go fast here, 3rd and 4 at their own 31. They hand the ball off to Palmer, and that was a bad decision because he got nothing. Why are you handing the ball off? 4th down and 4. And they're going to punt it again. Another 3 and out, 3rd in a row. I'm not sure why you're running the ball.
Yeah, Luke Sprague's kind of upset that time on that play call. He coming out kind of.
If I'm Luke, I got to go to offensive coordinator Joe Gerbino and go, what are we doing? With maybe some other words thrown in there. 3rd down and 4, you're down by 3 scores, and you run the ball up the middle? So Frederick out to punt again, 3rd time in a row here in the second half. The Wildcats don't have a 1st down in half number 2 of this contest. Frederick barely gets it away. Fair catch called by Terrell. He'll take it at the 30-yard line, 11:24 to go. Jackson State 34, BCU 17, and the Tigers on offense again where they've scored on every drive they've had in this second half. We'll take a break and be right back. This is BCU Football on the CatEye Network. Well, a homecoming football game that started with so much promise has kind of gone off the rails as the Wildcats don't have a first down in the second half. This was tied 17 at halftime. It's now Jackson State 34, Bethune-Cookman 17 with 11:24 to go in the ball game, and Jackson State going to get the ball back at their own 30-yard line after another Anthony Frederick punt.
Whenever you get off script, beginning of the ball game, we had a great game plan, and we executed the game plan, put up 17 points the second half. No first downs.
My big issue is Jackson State never proved that they could stop what we were doing.
They never stopped it.
And we went away from it. Jackson State back on the field now, 1st and 10, going right to left at their own 30. The quarterback, as it has been for most of the second half, is Cameron McCoy. I wonder if Jacobian Morgan's injured. He'll hand the ball off. No, he'll keep it around the right-hand side. Get loose, pass Sparrow to the 40-yard line, 45, out of bounds near midfield.
Number 6 with the carry. First down, Tigers.
That's a 20-yard pickup.
I hate to see the yardage. It's like Alabama A&M game.
Yep. Wildcats just can't stop anything right now. Defense been on the field too long. They'll spot the ball at the 45. So make that a 15-yard carry for Cameron McCoy. He's faked that handoff about 3 or 4 times and kept it. Inside handoff, Mulligan. He's met by Trey Pastor, gain of 2.
Good to see Trey back out there making some tackles.
Yeah. That was the inside run that Terrell Jr. got 60 yards on right at the beginning of the second half. That was the first play of the second half. That's where it all went wrong for the Wildcats.
Mulligan's kind of limping going off, too. He's carried it enough. He got his 100 yards.
Yep.
3rd down and long. Big play here. Get him off the field.
It's second down. 2nd down and 8.
Okay. Chain crew is wrong.
My eyes. 2 in the backfield now. They hand the ball. Oh, no. McCoy keeps it again. And nobody's around the left-hand side to stop him. All the way out of bounds inside the 40. Now they put 2 in the backfield, 1 to either side of him, faked like they were going to go power run to the right, and McCoy just keeps it. We've been beat by that every time. Nobody's spying the quarterback. 1st and 10 for Jackson State from the Wildcat 37, excuse me. I'm not sure what else I can say. They stay with that 2 back in the backfield look. 1 to the right, 1 to the left of Cameron McCoy. This time they do hand the ball off to Terrell. He's got a big hole up to the 30-yard line, upended by the Wildcats secondary.
Smash mouth.
And the defensive line, which was doing a good job in the first half of containing these runs, again now against this big offensive line for Jackson State, just capitulating and putting it all on the linebackers and secondary to make these tackles. 2nd down and 3 after the gain of 7 on 1st down, right at the Wildcat 30. McCoy in the gun. He'll fake the handoff, roll to his right, look down the field, and throw the ball incomplete off the foot of a Wildcat defender. That pass was intended for Fortillion, broken up by Alexander.
That's the first pass they've thrown in a long time.
In a long time. They haven't needed to throw the ball. Kind of like the Wildcats last week against Mississippi Valley in that 4th quarter. They didn't need to throw the ball. So now third and 3 from the 30. Wildcats have not held them on 3rd down at all. 8 of 12.
Quarterback keeper this way.
For Jackson State. Yeah, they wrote everybody, 3 receivers on the right-hand side. They do pitch it strong side. Mulligan's back in there trying to turn the corner. He does. On the far sideline, 20, wrestled out of bounds at the 15. And he is talking a lot of smack to Caleb Blake, who could not contain him on the edge.
Yeah, the coach had to go get him, too, for talking smack.
Mulligan on the day, 18 carries, 161, and 2 touchdowns. 1st down for the Tigers again inside the red zone at the 17-yard line. This time the wide side field is the near side. Wildcats play press man. Snap to McCoy. He'll hand the ball off right-hand side. This is another new back, and he is hit hard.
Somebody laid some wood right there.
Gain of only 2 up to the 15-yard line Shelton Quarles with the big hit. And that was Bryson Moss, who's now carrying the ball for the Tigers. He took that one big hit, came out the game, and now it's Terrell back in there, who's been a menace behind Mulligan. Terrell, 8 carries, 86 yards. Gain of 3, second down and 7 from the 14 is where they spot it. Fake the handoff, pass into the end zone, near corner, knocked away.
Good break up that time.
Andrew Volmar was one-on-one with Fortillion.
4th down, they're going to go 3rd down?
3rd down. Now is that same pattern that Jackson State scored a touchdown on earlier in the game, that little fade route to the back corner of the end zone, and that time Volmar stayed with it, made the play. 3rd down and 7 now for the Tigers from the 14-yard line of Bethune-Cookman inside the red zone. Terrell, the running back, McCoy, the quarterback.
They got double-stacked receivers down to the bottom here.
McCoy backs up into the pistol. One man in motion. Spencer goes to the slot on the left-hand side. They'll look that way, and he gets the pass away over the middle, and it's caught at the 10, and spinning down the receiver.
He's hurt. Hurt.
Is the defender for the Wildcats. That's Terrell Short Jr. No, correction, Derek Thompson.
Got a lot of young kids out there playing right
now. Yep. So they will hold, and if I'm Jackson State, again, I just kick the field goal here.
They got a receiver. He
yeah.
landed crazy on his knee.
In that play, they motioned Spencer to the slot. They were looking for him on the fade, and it wasn't there. Volmar did another good job in coverage. They went to the underneath man, who I couldn't tell who it was because he was besieged by Thompson, and now he's down on the field, so I can't see his number. Now there is.
That's the receiver.
Yeah.
He's getting up now. 4.
Oh, it's Tyquan Henderson. Henderson's not had a bad game, but most of the Jackson State success has not been throwing the deep ball. It's been the underneath stuff on crossing routes. The Wildcats just haven't covered it. And every week, somebody else adds to the blueprint on film of how to beat us.
What to do against us.
Yep. This week, it's underneath routes. We contained the run for the most part until we had to back off to start covering the flats, and then Mulligan started to run all over us. The offensive play calling, throw the book out, except keep what you did in the first quarter, throw everything else out. There are times when I am befuddled. I have been befuddled by this second half.
Incredible. I saw the script go into the back pocket in the beginning of the second quarter.
And they didn't pull it out again.
Never pulled it back out. That's incredible to see the offense so efficient in the first half. You're playing against the number 23 team in the country, and you're matching them score for score. Your defense is in the game. Your offense is in the game. The second half, we only run 9 plays, 10 plays so far in the second half. And the game's almost over. 7 minutes left in the game. We've only run 10 plays.
The Wildcats have negative 13 rushing yards in the second half. And only 15 passing yards. So only two positive yards.
2 positive yards in the second half.
In the second half, and no first downs.
Incredible. Can't put it all on Luke Sprague because they were using him to his strengths in the first half. They were rolling him out. He was hitting that secondary receiver right behind the linebacker. They were blitzing him. He was reading the blitz, hitting the receivers where the blitzer came from. Second half, we don't even run it.
Yep.
Why?
McCoy, since he's come in the game in the second half, 3 carries, 34 yards, 11.3 yards per carry, and it's all on that fake handoff rollaway. He's 2 of 6 passing for 23 yards and a touchdown. Luke Sprague, 13 of 19, 176, 2 touchdowns, 2 sacks. Palmer, 20 carries, 73 yards. But again, nothing in the second half. So for the second time in as many drives, Jackson State drives all the way into the red zone and will kick a field goal to extend this lead further. It's currently 34-17 with 7 minutes and 22 seconds to go in the game. Wildcats' best 2 receivers in the first half were Lorenzo Jenkins and Malik Huggins. Neither of them have caught a pass in the second half. The field goal is up and good from 29 yards away. And with 7 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the contest, it's Jackson State 37, Bethune-Cookman 17, a 20-point lead. And the spread coming into this game was Jackson State minus 16.5. And, well, they are now covering that spread.
I don't know how to gamble, so I don't even know what that stuff means. I
It
have no idea what that means.
It means that they were favored by 16.5 points.
And they got more. They're winning by more than 16.
They're winning by more than that.
Okay.
Now, if the Wildcats were to cover, that means they would lose by less than that.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't gamble either.
It still don't make any sense to me.
But we talk about it all the time, and it's a big it's a big point of discussion. Oh, where they set the lines and everything.
I just can't see having 200 yards in the first half of offense, and then you come back in the second half and you don't get 5 yards.
They have two. They have 2 yards of total offense in the second half, and no first downs, obviously. Beza will kick it deep, right to left. 7 minutes to go in the ball game. Wildcats down 37-17 to Jackson State, who looks for all the world like they're going to continue to be undefeated in SWAC conference play. Darnell Dees looking for a lane, doesn't find it, hit hard at the 20. We're still waiting for Darnell Dees to potentially tie the record for kickoff returns in a college football career. He's one shy of it right now.
The NCAA record, that's what we're talking about, right?
Yep.
Overall.
One shy of it.
His thing will be in the record books for the rest of his life.
Dees coming off the field, not happy, takes his helmet off.
Here comes Luke back out. Yeah. Dees come to the near side, man. Run down the sideline.
That's where both of his
yeah.
ones against Western Michigan were to the near side. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from their own 20. Sprague, time in the pocket. Now he'll run. Gets back to the line of scrimmage and falls forward for 2 yards as he's hit from behind.
So you won't call that a sack then? Nope,
no.
Got 2 yards.
We got 2 yards.
2-yard rush.
That's the other key thing. Wildcats came into the game second in the conference in sacks. They don't have one today.
Got some young guys, receivers out there, 21, 20.
Well, 21's Corey Turner. He's a sophomore.
That's 80 down low.
80 is Kobe Stewart. Sprague, far sideline on a crossing pattern, caught, and running out of bounds after a gain of only 1 is Juvensley Bazoul, who's back in there. First time we've seen him in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, Washington State kid transfer. Third down again.
3rd down and 7.
Defense just sat down.
Three receivers right, none to the left. The left is the short side of the field. Needs 7 to stay on the field and get their first down of the second half. Here comes the safety, ran all the way up into the box. Sprague hit from behind as he threw the ball, and the ball goes angling into the dirt. And that is 4th down. And another 3 and out, their 4th in a row in the second half. They have not picked up a first down, and with 5:50 to go in the game, they may not get another chance. They brought the house, did Jackson State. And Sprague got hit pretty clean on the back.
Good thing he got rid of it. We knew that, Sprague is a pocket passer and that they're gonna send the blitz at him. But what we did, we put him on the wheel. We put him in a rollout, and see Jabino's talking to him now, but it's too little, too late.
Yep. Hector punting again. He's been all right. Put the Tigers back inside their 30 most of the time. That's a rugby-style kick.
Well, don't overrun it.
Coming
overrun
up
it.
to field at 20, fumble the ball, and Jackson State gets it back. Oh, man. Travis Terrell Jr. had that ball bounce right off his chest protector, but it went right to the hands of K.J. Chisholm. And Jackson State will have it at the 44-yard line. That's probably the worst punt of the maybe of the season for Anthony Frederick. Didn't really get much on that one.
Feel like he was going to take that thing and run again.
No, there was a guy at his face. Catching you up on some of the out-of-town scores, Alabama State 17, Alabama A&M 3 in the Magic City Classic. That game's in the 3rd quarter. Arkansas Pine Bluff 14, Mississippi Valley State 14. That game's in the third quarter. Prairie View A&M 31, Texas A&M Commerce 19. That game's in the fourth quarter. Grambling State at Texas Southern and Southern at Florida A&M. Both start at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Jackson State back on the field on offense. The first play is a handoff up the middle. And that is the backup, Amari Matthews. He still muscles forward for 6 yards up to midfield right on the stripe. So, nope, they got to the 49. So it's 2nd down and 5, gain of 5 for Matthews.
Just keep playing tough, guys. Make the tackle.
Fake the handoff to Matthews. McCoy looking deep. Right-hand sideline has a man wide open at the 10. It is dropped. Isaiah Spencer just dropped a touchdown because he was 2 or 3 steps ahead of the defender nearest to him.
And that tells you what T.C. Taylor thinks about us playing him for homecoming.
Correction, that was Eric Simmons, the senior out of Greenville, Mississippi. He doesn't have a catch so far this year. That would have been a pretty big first one. Now 3rd and 5 from the 49.
TC still going for the home run ball with 20-point lead.
Matthews still the running back on 3rd and 5. They'll give the ball to him. He'll pound through the middle. Nope, it's a keeper by the quarterback, McCoy.
Flag.
A flag flies. He gets to the Wildcat 45. It'll be a first down if the flag doesn't negate it.
Holding against Jackson State.
That's the tight end for Jackson State, Sebastian St. Louis. So instead of 3rd and 5, it'll be 3rd and 15. So they back it up to the 40-yard line. Wildcats just haven't been able to get off the field.
Played only one half. We played a complete game last week. This week, we only played one solid half. That's the first half. Second half.
Jackson State 9 of 15 on 3rd down today. 3rd and 15 from the 40. They'll pitch it to Williams, and he'll get 1. So the Wildcats finally get off the field on 3rd down.
Will they go for it?
Ebenezer to Bull up. No, they ain't going to go for it up by 20 with 4.5 minutes left. DeBulup, who was hurting a little bit earlier in the game, comes back in to make the stop.
In 23, 20?
Yep.
Yeah.
And only the second punt of the game for Matt Knoll.
28.
As he'll punt from his own 25. Back at his own 15 is Malik Huggins to try and return this one. The transfer from Gardner Webb, he's got a 4.40 time, but has not really had the chance to show it at all this year. He does have the touchdown today.
Yeah, they call him fast and faster.
He's second on the SWAC in total punt return yards coming into this week. The Wildcats come after that kick. They will not get it. And the punt is fielded all the way back at the 10-yard line, far side of the field. Huggins is bottled up at the 8 and dropped right there. And I'm honestly surprised that they didn't throw a roughing the kicker
his
flag.
Own man hit him. The up back bumped back into him.
Yeah, because Matt Knoll was talking to the referee like, hey, I fell down. Isn't that a flag? And yeah. So the Wildcats will get a generous spot at their own 10-yard line, 3:39 to go. And again, I see Cam Ransom in the huddle. But no, it'll still be Sprague. Wildcats do not have a first down in the second half with 3.5 to go in the game.
Nope.
So 1st and 10 for the Cats from their own 10. Under center goes Sprague. He'll hand the ball off. Bazul got back to the line of scrimmage. Oh, check that. That is Terry Lindsay. Terry Lindsay in the game for the Wildcats at running back as they just try and run down the last 3.5 minutes. So 2nd and 10 now from the 10. And really, it's been first down. Because in the first half, we always seem to pick up positive yardage on first down.
We're playing ahead of the sticks in the first quarter.
In the second half, not at all. Sprague on 2nd and 10, looks to pass, throws it, fade route near side, double coverage, and
Good catch.
that is a catch. Dragging his foot is Malik Huggins. That'll be the first down of the second half. Comes with just under 3 minutes to go in the game.
Nice pass that time by Luke on the down and out. It was a long pattern.
Yep. Malik Huggins dragged his foot, pulled it in. There is an injured player on the field.
Yeah, you got an offensive lineman coming out.
Yep.
He was trying to make it to the sideline, couldn't get there.
David Potazzi is going to come in to replace him, the sophomore out of Las Vegas and Desert Pines High School, in there in the right guard spot.
But offensive line is blocked pretty well on pass plays. Luke has had a few
Not
times.
Not till the, yes, but again in the second half, Luke's taken 2 sacks and then had a pass broken up when he got hit from behind. Clock running, 2:35 to go in the game. Wildcats down 20, just trying to get the last sand to tick through the hourglass.
22.
Terry Lindsay running right-hand side. He'll get 2 up to the 25.
Haven't seen Terry Lindsay much this season.
Robert McDaniel made the stop for Jackson State.
At one time, he was a starting running back. Coach Sims.
Yep. It's 3rd down and 8.
Already?
Yep. From the Wildcats zone 25. Malik Huggins is in one-on-one coverage on the near side. That's the only that's the only receiver in the formation, and that'll be the 2-minute warning.
The game, the fourth quarter has reached the 2-minute timeout.
2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll take you to the end of the game. Wildcats down by 20, 37-17 here on Homecoming. This is the Bethune-Cookman University Football on the CatEye Network. Football season is in full swing, and the CatEye Network is your home for all the gridiron action. Listen live to every game at youtube.com/CatEye Network or locally at 1380 WELE in Daytona Beach. The Cats return to action next Saturday, November 2nd, as they host Grambling State for Senior Day. Catch the call right here on the CatEye Network and 1380 WELE. It's kind of hard to imagine that we're in the back half of the season already. Senior Day next week, last home game, then 2 on the road, then the Classic to round us off.
It's been a brutal year for us, man.
Yeah.
I'm a Wildcat through and through. I'm going to be there to the last tick of the clock in Orlando. But here's the thing is, we've been saying it all year. Reboot program. We talk about recruiting kids. You got to recruit your players back for next season. You got to recruit a lot of these kids to even come back.
Yep.
And you want to bring in some kids who can play some football. So it's going to be a great opportunity to see what happens with NIL. Anything can happen. There are kids who are looking for a paycheck to come and play. So
the Wildcats will have 2nd down and 8 from their own 25. They did correct the sticks. They said 3rd down and 8 before we went to the 2-minute timeout.
2nd down. Okay.
So it is 2nd and 8.
Still got 17 seconds left in the commercial.
Next week, Grambling State, another team with a really dynamic quarterback.
Yeah, Grambling Tigers, man.
Yep.
I remember last year we were up to Grambling and they played that trap music the whole game, man. They come out like breathing fire.
That was maybe the worst game the Wildcats played last year. Never really were in it. 2nd and 8. Lindsey takes the handoff counter running left and will be wrapped up and dropped. Gain of just 1. 3rd down and 7 from the 26. 1:50 to go. And I would not be surprised if the Wildcats run one more time, punt it away, and then Jackson State kneels it down. And that'll be the end of it. A second half to forget after a first half to remember this afternoon on homecoming.
The tight ends have not touched the football.
That was the Malik Huggins' catch to give the Wildcats a first down early on in this drive. That was his first touch of the second half. Whoa, offsides, free play. Wildcats will go for it. Sprague rolls out, throws it deep over the middle. It is knocked away from Jenkins.
We'll get 5 on
in
that.
the middle. Isaias Guthrie knocked the ball away. Sprague just kind of threw it up to the middle. And Jenkins had a hand on it, but Guthrie was right on his back to knock it away. But So the safety, Cameron Smith, came all the way down to the box and actually was offsides. So it'll be 3rd down and 2 instead of 3rd down and 7.
Can we make the first down right here to stay on the field?
We'll see.
I know the defense sure enough don't want to go back out.
Clock stops, 1:16 to go. Well, we're in kneel down territory for Jackson State if they were to get the ball back. Sprague will be in the pistol. 1 receiver to each side. 1 man comes in motion. They're going to hand the ball off to Lindsey. Looks for a hole off the right-hand side. He's going to be short by a yard. Might as well go for this. Minute left.
Why not? They call a timeout. Nope, the clock's running at 1 minute. What is Jabino calling?
Well, they'll take 30 seconds off the clock, snap it with 30 seconds left, and even if they give it back to Jackson State, the Tigers won't run a play. 4th and 1 for the Wildcats. They're at their own 32. Coach Jabino calls the play. 18 seconds left on the play clock, 38 on the game clock. It'll be Lindsey. It'll be a first down as he stumbles past the 35 to the 36-yard line. And that'll be it. They don't have to snap the ball again. Your final score will be Bethune-Cookman 17, Jackson State 37. The Wildcats held to just 2 first downs in the second half, both of them on this drive with a minute left. They'll snap the ball one more time. Sprague will look to throw. He'll toss it deep, left-hand sideline, and overthrow the receiver. There's still 3 seconds left.
You don't want to get Luke hurt trying to throw the football.
He was looking for Huggins.
Yeah.
Jackson State, their traveling contingent, waving flags and towels and banners over there on that far sideline, and that's it. The last 3 seconds run off the clock, and Bethune-Cookman, who started this game with so much promise in the first half, got out to a 14-7 lead. We're tied 17-17 at halftime. Lay a goose egg in the second half here on homecoming and fall 37-17. I'm going to read you all the stats, but they really don't matter because in the second half, minus that last drive, the Wildcats had 2 net yards, -13 rushing. Didn't get a first down. Jackson State scores 4 straight times on 4 drives in the second half to take it from 17-17 to 37-17.
I'm just baffled how you can make a script, practice all week, create a script, and create a game plan against the number 23 team, execute it almost to perfection in the first half, and then you do something completely different away from it in the second half.
They've just cleared the stats from the live stats page, so you may not get your post-game stats. The final score is Jackson State 37, Bethune-Cookman 17. Irv Mulligan was fantastic. They didn't really even need to use him in the second half.
And guess who was in center talking to the kickers?
The other kicker.
Cade got all the kickers around him.
Cade's done it every week.
I asked him on my podcast, I said, you know every kicker in this league. He said, just about every punter and kicker. He wants to know their experience that they're getting at where they are. He wants to know the experience in the HBCU. So he friends got phone numbers of everybody.
Wildcats fall in the second half, 37-17. It was tied 17-7 at halftime. All right, the stats are back. So Jackson State got 22 first downs to Bethune-Cookman's 14. Jackson State rushed 41 times for 349 yards. 349 rushing. .5 yards a carry for Jackson State. They had 16 receptions for 164 yards and a touchdown. They had 2 touchdowns rushing as well. Wildcats, 34 carries, 112 yards, 3.3 yards a carry, 15 receptions for 190 yards. We talk about third down efficiency. It started well for the Wildcats. They were 5 of 7, and now they finish 5 of 13. Jackson State 8 of 15. Both teams 2 for 2 on fourth down. Both teams finished tied exactly in time of possession, 29 minutes and 60 seconds.
They got 30-30 here.
Yeah, 30-30. But again, the Wildcats had most of the possession of the first half. Jackson State had all the possession of the second half, so you can't really read into that number. A couple of your individual leaders for Jackson State. Jacobian Morgan, 14 of 18 passing, 77% for 138 yards and a touchdown. McCoy, 2 of 7 passing, 26 yards and a touchdown. Receiving, Spencer, 4 catches, 61 yards and a touchdown. Fortellian, 4 catches, 47 yards and a touchdown. Henderson, 6 catches, 38 yards rushing. Mulligan, 18 carries, 174 yards and 2 touchdowns. Probably should have had 3 touchdowns, but a penalty negated a long one in the second quarter. Terrell was also good, 8 carries, 86 yards. Matthews, 7 for 45. McCoy, 3 for 34. For Bethune-Cookman on offense, Luke Sprague, 15 of 23 for 190 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was sacked twice. The Wildcats never sacked Morgan nor McCoy. Huggins, 4 catches, 50 yards and a touchdown. Jenkins, 3 catches, 43 yards and a touchdown. Velez, 3 catches, 37 yards and a touchdown. Jenkins and Velez and Nance were your 3 best receivers in the first half. None of them touched the ball in the second half, except that one fade route to Huggins. Rushing, Palmer, 20 carries, 73 yards, just 3.7 yards per carry. He was good to start the game, but once the Wildcats leaned on him too much, Jackson State just solved that puzzle. Reese, 4 carries, 39 yards. Lindsey, 5 carries, 9 yards. And then the 2 jet sweeps that went backwards. On defense, the Wildcats were led by Watts with 8 tackles. Stinnett had 7 tackles. Washington and DeBula had 6. Jackson State, Guthrie 6 tackles, Taylor 6 tackles, Pulliam 5, Nobles and Chisholm 4. And that all adds up to your final score being Jackson State 37, Bethune-Cookman 17. Darryl, your final thoughts on the homecoming game?
First half, man, had me excited because I saw growth. I saw the momentum that we carried over from last week. Great game plan, excellent game plan, moving the tight ends and throwing the ball, even running the football. We played great football in the first half. Second half, I just don't know what happened. And the only good thing about this is we don't have a plane to catch. We can just go home.
No planes, trains, just an automobile back home. And if you're a Wildcat fan, rightly so, you're questioning the decisions. You're questioning the play calling.
Yeah.
You're questioning why you didn't stick with what was working in the first half.
Yeah. But who wouldn't? A kid playing video games knows if he can beat you on a down and out or beat you across the middle, he'll keep running that same play in Madden.
Yeah.
Why don't we do it in real life?
Well, get out of your way. Next week, we're home again for the final home game of the season as the Wildcats take on Grambling State. That's the 2nd of November. 3 p.m. your kickoff, 2:45 Eastern, your pregame show right here on the CatEye Network at 1380 WELE. For Larry Steele back in the WELE studios producing the game, Darryl Latil with me in the booth. My name is Michael Torello saying so long from Daytona Stadium, and we'll see you next week.